And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Motorhome Experiments last Saturday live.
I guess I need my phone. Hey guys!
Hi.
We have guests here in the house.
We're going to get the microphone set up back here and we'll get everything set up. Oh, sorry.
We're running kind of
late. So, Lori, talk to everybody. I'm going to make sure that we've got everybody can hear us while Cheryl's getting ready. Cheryl's going to be answering questions for us.
Okay, hey everybody. How is everybody doing? Please comment if you actually can hear us and if you can hear us well. If not, just say something.
And if you can't hear us, just raise your hand.
The jokes will be here all night.
I can't find the event.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
John Senesi says that we're good. Cheryl's looking for it. You can't find it?
No,
Just go to YouTube on the Motorhome Experiment.
You know what? I'm on Facebook. Never mind.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll go find it.
Cheryl's looking for us on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's her first time here.
Cheryl's lost.
So right now,
I'll get it.
How is everybody?
this is the first time actually we have gotten together since Mexico, and it was already due. So right now it's here our guest is it's awesome that we're all here together.
We're going to have a few things that we're going to talk about tonight. Well, we're going to talk about a bunch of crazy random stuff probably, but we're definitely going to talk about the RV thing in Florida. That is going really well so far. We're going to talk about some of our little issues we've had in our last couple of weeks or last couple of months, really, including one that happened just a few days ago. And then, yeah, we'll talk about our plans moving forward. So welcome, everybody, to Last Saturday Live with TME.
Laura says hey, Kenny Rogers.
Hey, how are you?
We have people from Ohio, from Northern Ireland, from UK, from and a lot of people that we actually know their names, already lost. The Snowdens are here. Chris Bellafato, Ed Blocker.
The Blockers are in the house. They guest starred in our last video, and
yeah, the one we released today, right?
Yeah.
Is
and then the Bellafatos will be in our next video. Yeah.
Somebody said we heard there was a wreck.
Yeah. So let's get this out of the way first. This is Richard and Cheryl Hampton. You guys have seen them in other videos. They are very, very close friends of ours. We consider them our brothers and sisters. So our brother and sister.
More
our
like
close
grandma
family.
and
Or
grandpa.
mom and dad.
No,
Grandma
no,
and grandpa.
There are two of our best friends in the whole wide world. So we love having these guys around, and they happen to be in Vegas. They've been full-timing now for the last 17 months. They happen to be in Vegas. We happen to be in Vegas. So we get together. That's what happens. So with that being said, we had a wreck. We've actually had 2 accidents in the last 2 months. Back in the video that we just released, you might have seen.
Thanks to the Blockers.
And that was thanks to Ed Blocker. We're totally blaming Ed for that.
Yeah, no Dorini. No, you Dorini.
Dorini was fine. No, she has nothing to do with it. It's all Ed's fault because he asked if I had ever hit anything before while driving. And I said, well, some maybe squirrel or a snake. Or I said I hit about a 5-foot iguana once and down in the Keys. But no, never any large animals. And out of nowhere, these 2 wild boars run across in front of us. The second one wasn't quite as fast. And I tried to go around them a little bit on the right. But my dad always taught me don't swerve for animals because your life is worth more than theirs. And I know there's some animal lovers out there, but
I'm one of them.
It's just the
Me
truth.
too.
If you swerve for an animal and wind up killing yourself, not a good event. So I just tried to go around to the right, couldn't, clipped its nose and spun it around like a top and did a little bit of damage to the front of Lori's car, but not too bad. And we'll have to get that fixed down the road. I thought I could just pop it back in, but it wound up being a couple of clips missing out of there. And so, yeah, that'll get fixed down the road. The stuff that you saw all over the side of the car, that was, I thought it was guts at first, but it was boar poop. So, yeah.
Washed out already.
Yeah, wash off next day. So that was our first one. That was
one.
back at the end of August, 1st of September sometime. And that was craziness. I've never done that before. Somebody said, one of our viewers said they'd hit 3 deer in their life. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's deer magnet. Or they just live in a place where there's a lot of deer, one of the two. So the other day, folks, what happened the other day? Just absolute chaos. Before we get too far, if you have a question, Cheryl's going to be handing those over to us. But if you have a question, make sure you put it all in caps and copy that so that if we didn't get to your question, you can paste it in a little bit later on. Don't paste it every 15 seconds that we haven't answered it. Wait a couple of minutes. We'll try and get through them. And as we get through them, you can just repaste it back in if we haven't got to it. So that's what we do. Make sure you take your caps back off. So the accident from the other day, the craziest thing, I would have never in a million years thought of this happening. We were driving across a railroad trestle and we were slowing down because right after that railroad trestle, you make a right-hand turn in this little tiny town of Kelso. And it's about 100 miles southwest of Vegas. And we had slowed down. We were probably doing, 20 miles an hour. And we were talking and giggling like we normally do while we're driving down the road. And we're going across the track, dung, 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 and then all of a sudden, bam, and the RV rocks and jumps. And we're both like, I won't say exactly what we said, but they had a lot of
Don't say we. For me,
there was a lot of F words and MF words and a lot of swearing.
On your side.
On my side of the coach.
In my side, in my head, I was like, holy crap, what happened? It's like, those were some rough railroad tracks. It's like, I didn't know what happened. And then all of a sudden, Paul is like, there is something on the track. Like, there's something back there.
There's something in the road. I'm like, something fell off the RV. And so I thought that like the drive shaft fell out of the RV or something, but obviously we were still driving. So it wasn't that. And I'm like, what could have fallen out? And I'm looking in the mirror and it looked like a big square thing. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. So we get out, I run back, and in between the railroad tracks, they have poured these cement pads. And they're all loose, and they're sections of about 8 or 10 feet long, and they're about this thick of cement, and they are set down in between the tracks. And I think what happened is that we went, as we drove over the one, it lifted the other side up, which caught the gas tank up underneath the thing, up underneath the RV. It tore 2 of the back straps that hold the gas tank up, tore those up pretty good. Didn't completely rip them off, but the back one is completely bent and off the tank, punctured the back of the gas tank, and we were dripping fuel. And I was like, this is crazy. We had 3 guys. We got the piece spun around, and we were going to try and put it back in because there was this big gaping hole in the track. And we're going to put it back in. The 3 of us got it spun around again, but we couldn't flip it over. It was that heavy that 3 people. And I went and got a couple of bars, like jack bars, and put them underneath and tried to pick it up enough where we could get underneath it. We couldn't. It was that heavy. It was crazy. And I thought it was a big piece of cement, but I thought with 3 people, we could at least get it flipped over. Couldn't. By that time, somebody from the railroad showed up, and he said, don't worry about it. We'll get it taken care of. Is everybody all right? I said, yeah, we're all right. I said, but my coach is kind of jacked. And then Lori yells back, hey, we're leaking gas. And I'm like, holy smokes. So I go running up, and we're dripping gas out the bottom of the coach. I run back inside, and I'm like, all right, we got a quarter of a tank left. We can get to Vegas if we just go. So
at least the state line.
Yeah, at least the state line. We said,
you were out in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, we're going to wind up getting a tow truck and waiting hours. Plus there was no cell signal there.
Right.
We didn't check all of the phones. We've got all, hey, Ozzy, just, come on in. So we didn't check all the phones, but our AT&T was completely dead. So we decided let's get down the road. I took a bunch of pictures so that I would have that for our insurance company, and blasted down the road again. And we made it all the way back to Vegas, and it's still dripping fuel as it sits.
Yeah, I mean, right now the situation is we already filed a claim with insurance. The adjuster came in, checked on damages. Now we make an appointment to the actual RV repair center where we need to take it, and they need to first see it, check it, quote it, to make sure they have the numbers right with the insurance company. That's going to happen on Monday. And then after that is a waiting game until see when is that they can repair it, and then how long they're going to take repairing it.
Right.
So I think this is one of the things about full timing is like you never know what's going to happen, but you have to be ready for it. And right now is the first time we're going to get we're in this situation when we don't know what's gonna happen. If we need to move out of the RV for a little bit, or
Right.
we're able to stay, they can do the fixing in one day.
Right. One thing that we forgot to add is that we thought that was it, and then when we got into the campground that night, we hit the jack button and it immediately went into default warning mode. And the same jack that I literally just replaced is toast. It slammed the jack as well, bent the jack, bent the bracket that holds the jack on. It's toast. So that's gone as well. So my initial thought was like, oh, a gas tank will be a few $100, a couple of straps, and I'll have us back on the road in a couple of days. Turns out the gas tank for this thing is about $1,400. The straps are $80 a piece. And then I know the jack's $1,500. I just replaced it. So we just said, you know what, we're going to let the insurance company handle this, which is hard for me because I could have us back on the road in a week.
He's really having a hard time with this one because he's so hands-on. It's like he just wanted to say, screw the insurance. I'm like, no. They're going to pay for it.
That's
Yeah.
why you pay for the insurance.
Yeah,
right?
but I know that
She's not
I can
patient.
order the parts. I can have the
I
parts
know.
here in 2 or 3 days. I can have it fixed in a week and be back on the road. The jack, the tank, and everything. We're going to go over there
But-
Monday. They're going to give us a
You'll
You
get more
pay
quote.
time
for
with
it then.
us.
What's that?
You'll get more time with
But
us.
we will get more time with you guys.
Bonus.
Yeah.
That's bonus time for us.
But I know it's going to be almost a month. I guarantee that we're a
I
month.
bet it's only 2.5 weeks.
We'll get
Don
the
Santiago says they have emergency putty to fix the leak in the gas tank so you don't blow up here.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I would have to putty like the entire back of the. You'd have to see the gas tank. It'd be a lot of putty, and I'm not worried about it. I've got a drip pan underneath it.
I told him
I'm
to use
catching the
duct tape.
fuel. Yeah, I'm catching the fuel. I'll keep putting it back in, but I'm
Duct
not
tape
worried about
fixes
it.
everything, right?
Duct tape fixes everything.
Ted's suggesting you just do a video call with the railroad company, because a lot of people are saying, of course, that the railroad's responsible for the crossing and all of that fighting between the insurance.
Here's what the insurance company told me is that the chances of us getting any money out of them is going to be slim to hell no. Here's what you guys need to understand about lawyers. If any of you guys are online here that are lawyers, sorry, but the lawyers are scumbags, and they will not take.
Sorry.
They're scumbags.
Oh, come on, not all of them.
You're awful.
You know why?
You are
Let me
awful.
explain. And if any of you are lawyers on here,
Okay, it's
if any of you are on
lawyer or
here,
it's a system.
no, it's lawyers. Because there is no personal injury, they will not take the case because they can't get enough money out of it.
Oh, I see.
It's only a repair on the vehicle that they're going to get out of the railroad.
Right.
So the only thing they're going to get out of the railroad is the money to repair it. We're not hurt. They
Right.
won't take it. They will say, oh, it's not worth our time and effort.
Right.
Okay, but it's a situation. It's not the people.
It's personal injury lawyers. They're
Oh,
they're
Jesus.
scumbags.
And the other
Jesus.
question-
And if you're a personal injury, you don't like it, unsubscribe. They're scumbags.
Oh,
The other
God,
question
I'm
about
gonna
it was, what
beat
about
him.
hotel?
Don't worry,
Does-
guys.
will
What's
they-
that?
Beat him.
The other question that was, what about the hotel? Will the insurance cover that?
No, the insurance will not cover it because technically we are in our hometown.
Right.
If we were still on the road,
They would pay for it.
they would pay for it. But because we're in our hometown, they won't pay for it.
I
So
t-
going after the railroad is just a complete waste of time and energy. And I don't want to do that. I
we
don't
have
see
two
the point
easy
in it.
chairs in our RV, and I told them that they could sleep there, but they don't want to have anything to do with that.
The recliners, Euro chairs.
Yeah,
Like every
our
night.
recliners just.
Instead, it'll be a blow up in the vacant house.
Yeah. But after all of that, see, we hang out with the Hamptons because they've got so much worse going on that makes us
Oh
feel
my
good about
God,
our
yeah.
situation. They have got so much stuff going on right now, folks.
Oh,
Like we would need 4 hours to
Yeah.
go through everything.
But this isn't about us today.
Yeah.
Our new neighborhood says some people will do anything to get more viewers.
Yeah.
LOL.
And I
I
think
like
somebody
that.
else blames this on the port gods.
the pork.
The port gods for the wild boar you hit.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, exactly,
That's it.
exactly. So, all in all, though, it's just not a big deal. It's just not. It's just something that happens in life. And I know we even mentioned that to, we were on this radio show, the RV Road Show the other day, and we mentioned that to him. Some people would be melting down over this. And for us, it's like, whatever, it happens and it's going to suck and it's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and then we're back on the road and who cares?
That's
Like,
kind of like ours. It's just going to take a little bit of time and a
a
shitload,
shitload
of money.
of money. Yeah. Yours is a little bit
Yeah.
more money than ours. So yeah, see, that's why we're hanging around with you. We're trying to make ourselves feel better.
Is that sad or what?
And we're trying to make you guys feel better too by just laugh. We all laugh at. You gotta laugh, folks. If
And
you
help, we help each other.
and we
right?
help each other because
Yeah.
we just kid each other. And
I had them
and we
work
get each other
themselves
through.
silly yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rebuilt a waterfall at their house that they're trying to sell yesterday. That was
Yeah.
fun. I've
We
never
took
done
that
before.
completely apart and put
Yeah.
it back
Yeah,
together.
we
That was
did good.
nice.
We did good.
That was way more work than I ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's why I fell, so I didn't have to finish.
Oh, we were not gonna say anything about.
Oh,
the
that's
fall,
all right.
but
That's all right.
it's
Hell,
like-
I'm the clumsiest person in the world. I just thank God that on stage they have boards that let me know I'm at the edge.
Right.
fail army.
So how's Kevin and Laura doing? I don't know. They seem to be having an amazing time over there. Kevin and I talk every now and then, text every now and then, but we're kind of just letting them do their thing until they get back over here on the 25th. What's today? Oh, they're back. So they've got to be back already.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're back. So they must be in Atlanta. Is Kevin on tonight?
No.
I haven't seen
Nope.
him.
I'd
no.
be wondering. It's here. He's like
Tom and Faye?
Desmond is here.
Tom and Faye.
Yes, they're here.
Hey,
It's like-
Tom, Faye, miss
we
you
have,
guys.
Lace from the Philippines to you, Lance. And
Lance
from the
and Evelyn from the Philippines. Cool.
Yeah, we have a few people here.
Hey, we need to back up a minute though, because there's been a little discussion about belated happy birthday.
I
from
know. I
Lorena
saw that, guys.
and the
And my new
citizenship.
citizenship.
So the question
Oh, that's
is,
right.
have you framed and hung your citizenship award? That question came from
Well,
Kevin,
I
think, or Linda
cannot
or
frame
Brian.
it and hang it.
Mhm.
Actually, Paul and I, we were talking like officially, like I have been a citizen already for 2 weeks. So it's like already, and somebody said it's like our gain, Mexico's loss. It's like that was so cute. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for the belated happy birthday too. It's like thank you so much. I see a lot of your comments here.
So many amazing comments we've gotten from those
Yes.
videos, and it's really cool to see that. And we really appreciate that, guys. You're absolutely amazing. We love this community. We just love it. And Ozzy
I
just
know,
he
he's
just
just
Ozzy
wagging
and
his
Richard
tail.
around.
Ozzy's
But
just beating the hell out of me.
Absolutely love this community. You guys are amazing. Even the couple assholes, but there's most of you guys are amazing.
He's talking about me, but I don't care.
Are you in rant mode tonight?
I'm
or
in
what?
rant mode
It's
tonight.
Like, stop it.
Hey, listen,
You
when he
are
gets into that
Jesus.
mode, don't pay any attention to him. Just
Yeah.
listen to the beautiful lady sitting next to him.
And it's actually Chuck.
Ozzy, get down, dude.
Ozzy,
Come
you-
on,
Oh
man.
my God. Chuck is here in Las Vegas.
Chuck is
No,
in,
he's in Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Oh, oh,
Oh, okay.
oh, okay.
Chuck's in the house.
And other people say it's like happy 40th birthday. It
Yeah.
was not technically. I just want to make sure like this person is joking. It's not actually my 40th, but it's like thank you for the birthday.
39.
No, not even that. But it's like we joked about it in the video. That's why I think they said that.
Yeah, I said 40th, and then now everyone's jumping on that bandwagon.
Yeah. Anyway.
And you need some Dr. Pepper. Do you have any more of that I brought over to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some.
Now that'll
No,
mellow you out
don't.
a little bit.
I don't think you
I'm
have
mellow.
Dr. Pepper.
I'm mellow.
You have,
No, you're not.
Arnold Palmer.
Oh, we have Arnold Palmer. Richard,
I
you
got
eat Arnold Palmer.
I've never had Arnold Palmer.
What?
No.
I thought you have.
He's a straight man, and I'm a straight man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, I've never tried these.
It's half. It's half and half. Half iced tea and half
Has
lemonade.
lemonade.
Well, folks, I'm getting ready to hit
The hard
the
stuff.
hard stuff.
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, Paul, do you have? Did you keep the wild boar to make a hat band?
Well,
Oh, we
hair.
should have done that. We could have. Yeah, we could have had this hat thing that I put on, or we could have mounted the little
The face on the front.
fangs on the front, on the
Aren't
little
you
horns
just the
on the
sweetest?
front of Lori's car.
Here's to everybody. I
Yeah,
hope y'all
yeah.
having a great night.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
that's. Do you have a drink over there?
I do. I have
Oh, okay.
sangria,
All
so
right.
I'm keeping
Toast
with
to
my
everybody.
Mexican theme.
Toast.
Salute,
Happy last Saturday Live.
everybody.
Salute.
Cheers. And
Yeah, they think you may have had. too
somebody
much
asked
Dr.
if this
Pepper.
is a White Claw. It's actually very similar. It's a Bon Appetit that's from the same, basically the same kind of thing. It's a spiked seltzer. So I'm in the low carb kick. So that's why I'm drinking this. So just somebody was curious. So anyway, what else going on? This last month has been crazy for us. Crazy. we started like obviously coming back to Las Vegas and going through my citizenship, and then we met with the bloggers at the Grand Canyon. But then we came back to Vegas and went to Hawaii with the moms. So that was crazy.
Hawaii with the moms was
And
kind of
we
nuts.
were talking about this last month has been like seeing a lot of like our like very close family and friends people. It has been like our moms and his son in Hawaii. We came back.
Lots of money.
Oh yeah, spending it.
And coming back, and also seeing his daughter came to visit us, so it's like we got to see Ali and the kids and John, and now with the Hamptons, so we are having to actually see a lot of people that we love, like our close kind of like circle within a month. So that has been pretty cool.
That has been pretty cool. And I will say the videos are going to catch up. We're way behind right now. They're going to catch up in a hurry because there was a whole bunch of blank stuff in between where we haven't really filmed a lot. So the next couple of months are going to catch up pretty quick. So we've had a couple of people saying, your videos are so far behind. And I'm like,
they're always going to be far behind.
They're going to be a little bit behind, but it is what it is. That's just how stuff works. It's not really kind of a daily vlog where we're up to the minute stuff. So
yeah,
I want to be able to read that.
Oh, I thought we were not reading. I thought
okay.
we were
We're gonna let Cheryl do
Cheryl's doing the
questions.
I'm watching for questions.
So the RV thing, so that you guys know, it's crazy. I know, but there's only about 5, I think, when I last checked earlier today, 5 full hookup spaces left.
Well, I have to say, it's like,
wow.
Paul and I, when we started this, we're like, I was like, oh, it's gonna have this many people. Paul is like, oh no, it's gonna have that many. So I said like 60, 70. He said 100 at least, so we can have like all together
100 rigs.
100 rigs, and it's like, and we're getting close to the
We're
100.
at 93 as of today.
Wow.
And 93 rigs, so that'll be close to 160 people because you're gonna have some singles in there. Mm-hmm. So 93 rigs. No, we're gonna be closer to 170 probably.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so fun.
And Paul I think you released already the schedule of what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, the schedule may change, but there's at least the what's the word I'm looking for? The initial schedule is up on the rvthing.com. If you're right up at the top of the page, I think it's a menu item. It says 2020 schedule of events or something like that. And you can go in there and check out the things we're going to do. We're going to be doing some seminars on solar, power upgrades, just small kitchen stuff. What else? We're actually going to take somebody, and I think I'm trying to pick on Joan Hazelgrove. Hopefully, I don't know if she's on tonight. Joan, if you're on tonight, I might pick on you to try and use your rig to do a backing seminar, a backing class. So we might do that for backing up trailers.
Or anybody with a trailer.
Anybody with a trailer that wants to volunteer that. We've had a couple of people reach out and say that they're new on the road and they're still struggling with that part of it. We may even show for RVs, so for motorhomes, so that people can see how important the overhang is and how to use the pivot point of the rear wheels and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do something along that lines. Of course, we're going to have some live music. We're going to have some recorded music. We're going to do a meet and greet on the first night. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's the whole point. I think we have talked about it on the other lives. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're expecting to have a lot of fun. We know a lot of people going in here is actually people that like to have like easy going and all that stuff. So it's going to be amazing. And it's like Mr. Robert actually is asking about Traveling Robert.
Traveling Robert is not going to make it. He is not going to make the RV thing, unfortunately. He actually just told me yesterday or the day before. I need to get back to them. I haven't even got back to him to tell him I'm sorry to hear that. So yeah, he will not be there. We are going to in the future. I don't know this year if we'll have any other YouTubers there. In the future, I'd like to have quite a few there. I'd like this event is more about you guys than it is about us. So I really would like to have other YouTubers there because I think would be more fun for everybody than just.
Are you going to have country music there?
There will be no country music there now.
Oh crap!
We cannot afford Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Fine. If you buy the airline ticket, I'll be there.
If you guys will drive over there.
Come on, they just tore off the bottom of their RV.
Yeah.
Break.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay, never mind.
Well, that's completely different from the event, though. But we hope to grow it, or at least I hope to grow it into something that we can do every year and turn it into something bigger and better. That's like I said, an event that you don't have to be the member of anything like Airstream or Newmar. It doesn't matter what you're driving. You come to the event and have fun. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be any of the other groups. I don't know what groups are. I know there's a bunch of different RV groups and they all do their own thing, but this is like non-denominational church. We accept everybody.
Listen, for those of you who are listening, I hate to say it because I'm going to say something nice about Paul.
Oh no!
But yeah, I know it's scary.
His head is going to grow.
I know, but for those of you who have never experienced hanging around with these two, there is nothing in the world like it. I thoroughly,
that could be a horrible thing too, though.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. Well, never mind. No, it's a blast. It really is.
So, Paul, there was a couple comments too about boondockers too. So, like RV Wandering's going to boondock, and so they're not in your current count. And perhaps people that don't even have RVs but are interested in learning could use hotels nearby.
Yeah.
So
RV Wandering is going to be there. What are they talking about?
They're not going to be in the.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Tom and Faye, what are they talking about?
I think it's I saw
RV Wandering. We're booked at boondocking thanks to last year's upgrades.
They're dry camping. They're dry camping. They're technically not. I see what they're saying, but they are going to be camping at the event. They're dry camping though.
Right.
No hookups. No hookups. Yeah. So we're going to be doing the same thing. No hookups.
The same thing with our new neighborhood. That's Pemham Gym. It's like they're saying it's like, if you don't have an RV, you can still come and just stay. And we know about a few people that are wanting to do that, stay in a hotel close to there and just go to the event in the daytime.
Right.
So feel free to do that.
And we set it up so event tickets are $10 a day per person. You don't need one for the first night. If you're going to come in and hang out for the first night for the music and meet and greet, the meetup on the first night, that's free night. The next day is for doing all the seminars and stuff, so that we can pay for some of the equipment and things that we're going to be using and some of the rental gear and stuff that we need. $10 a day per person. So if a couple comes, it's $20 a day, and you can buy all of that stuff on the you can get through there through the rvthing.com.
So will Drama RV channel be there?
Yes, we're going to be there.
Mr. Drama RV?
I guess who he's referring to.
No, I don't know who is he referring to. I just
and Paul, I heard you're leading a class on men's yoga.
I am. Kevin and I are going to lead a class on manly yoga.
I think we need to get you some crazy yoga pants.
I'm going to wear yoga pants. I'm going to dress up like what's the name of the lady from the 80s or 70s at
Jane Fonda?
Yeah, like Jane Fonda, but there's another one. What's the other one? I can't remember. But I'm going to get my Jane Fonda workout stuff on, and absolutely, we're going to get me and Kevin doesn't know it yet.
You're going to scare people from actually coming and doing it. You understand that?
Kevin doesn't know it yet, but we're going to get him in yoga pants.
Now, listen, guys, I want everybody to video that stuff and send it to me because
we want to see that on a live stream.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to see that on a live stream.
For those of you who aren't going to be there, there'll be certain parts of it that we're going to do some live broadcasting and things like that. We're going to record some of it. We're not going to be able to record all of it because I want to be able to focus all of our attention on the people that are there attending. But we are going to do some of that so that people that aren't able to attend can see some of it. So we will do that for sure.
And people are already asking for a West Coast RV thing next year.
We are looking at that and already, because for me, success for this thing was 50 or 60 coaches. If we could have got 50 or 60 people there, or 50 or 60 rigs, I thought, man, that'll be a good first year. And we're gonna easily do 100. And if you guys, share this on Facebook and share this with your friends, get the rvthing.com and just share it with everybody and try and boost it a little bit more, because I really want to do that. I'd like to every other year flip flop it coast to coast, like they do with some of the big conventions here in Vegas, the World of Concrete. They'll do a year here and they do a year in Orlando. So I would love to do that, where we do a year in Florida and then a year over here and probably somewhere in Arizona, not Quartzsite, but somewhere separate from there, but somewhere near that and around that time, so that everybody that's going to Quartzsite can come to our event, just like we did it around Tampa, so that everybody that's come to our event can go to the Tampa RV show. Mm-hmm. By the way, anybody who's going to the Tampa RV show, the Tampa overnights, if you want to stay at the Tampa show, It is first come, first serve only. You cannot reserve ahead of time unless you're in a caravan. We were going to do that, but then they said you have to all come in together. And I'm like, that's a nightmare that I'm just not willing to, like, to try and get 50 rigs together to all come in to get. I'm like, there's just no way that's going to happen. So we don't know whether we're going to stay where we are or go over. We really haven't talked about that yet, right?
Yeah. Are we going to talk about it right now?
No, not right now, but we'll talk about that and then we'll let everybody know before we go.
What?
Surprise!
We may go to we may go stay at the Tampa Fairgrounds because it's easy just to stay there and go in.
No,
from
somebody
there.
asked if we're gonna actually do a meetup at the Tampa RV show. It's like, I mean, we have nothing planned really. I mean, maybe we just set up a time while we're there just to say hello, but not really probably a formal meetup. It's like we're gonna do that before the Tampa RV show
on the 11th.
But we still might do some like stop and say hello kind of thing once we are at the RV show.
Yeah. Cool. What else we got going on there, Cheryl?
Is there going to be a UFO landing pad?
That's got to be Solex.
Yes.
Of course
Yes.
it is.
It's like, yes.
What is wrong with you? Sure. They're welcome to land. All UFOs are welcome. So we're right there at the Lakeland International Airport. Is George Smith on here tonight, by the way?
I don't think so.
So George Smith is one of our viewers who we met in Quartzsite. He's actually the guy who found this venue for us in Florida, and he stopped by there the other day, and he said it's actually pretty cool. He said the only thing is that it's right next to the Lakeland International Airport, but it's Lakeland, so I don't think it can be that bad. But there are airplanes there. It's going to be along the campground is along the runway. The planes aren't taking off over the campground. They're taking off along the side, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit noisy, but so are we.
Wear earplugs at night.
Yeah, wear earplugs at night. We're going to be noisy too.
Yeah, the snow is actually, they're saying that they're dropping their RV, going back to Disneyland to a hotel and then coming back to the RV thing. But I know for a good reason, she's actually running the marathons in Disneyland.
That's right.
So we knew that they were going to kind of collide.
Yeah, Debbie Snowden's going to be running there. And now, Debbie, are you doing half marathon or are you doing the full?
Well, there's one that you do the 4 of them, the 5, 10,
Ozzy,
half, and
get out,
full.
buddy. Come on.
That it has a name. I can't remember how they call it, but it's like he's like, oh.
He
Well,
wants to
that's
start
where
it.
your hand is his spot. So
is it?
Yeah, so he's
Should I
like,
move it?
no, because he can't
Just
come up
come
here
and
right
sit
now.
on it for you.
How about this?
By the way, Joan is
Yeah.
here in the live.
Who is?
Joan, like,
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Joan, can we borrow you and your rig while you're there to do a backup
and
class?
also your mom was here in the live, so say hello to Mama Sharon.
Hey, mommy. How are you?
It's like,
Hi, Mom.
Cindy says we'll donate a headband for your yoga.
Awesome. We'll take it. Make sure it's very brightly colored. We're going to have a blast.
I was going to say Don and Kevin are here too. About like,
Dawn and Kevin are in the house.
yep,
Cool. Our Arizona friends.
Arizona, not too far from here actually.
No,
Yeah.
they're just down the street, really.
Yeah, but a lot of people also like were asking, even in other comments on other videos about us going to Quartzsite. A lot of people actually they were thinking we were going to Quartzsite again this year, but it's like no, it's like,
Yeah, we can't make.
we cannot do both things. It's like we are doing one or another. So yeah, Florida is a thing this
We
year.
wanted to be in Florida by the 1st of December to make sure that we've got everything set up, everything rocking. All of the band, the main band is already booked for the last night. The band Blender, they're a Central Florida rock band, and they're booked already for the last night. But I want to make sure that everything else is set and ready to go. And what's interesting about this, we should tell you guys a little backstory. I met Richard and Cheryl doing an event
Oh yeah.
for AT&T. Cheryl used to be a vice president with AT&T, and is that correct?
Yes.
So she used to be with AT&T. I owned a company that was a partner in a company that did corporate events. We put together these events with rock bands and fun ATV stuff or horseback riding or airplane rides, helicopter rides, all that stuff. That's what I used to do. And that's how I met Richard and Cheryl, was at an event at AT&T in Palm Springs.
Yep.
So that's why I'm familiar with doing this stuff, and I want to get there early because this is our first event, and I just want to make sure that it goes off. And it's one of those crazy things that you spend months and months and months and months and months planning,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden 4 days, pff, It's gone.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, but it's gonna be so much fun. It's gonna be
great.
Yeah.
I wish we were going to be there because that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, these guys are going back to Los Barillas. They're going back down to Baja, Mexico.
Yeah, we're going to go down there and be boring.
Yeah.
And
boring.
Boring.
Over there, there's so much to do on Los Barillas that they're not going to be.
That's true.
They're going to be diving and.
I don't know
time
if
on
you've
the
all.
beach.
How many of you have ever been to Los Barillas? I know Tom has.
Tom and Faye.
Tom and Faye. They were all down there with us.
Now you're going to get called gringo by saying Los Barillas. It's Los Barillas.
Oh, please.
Yeah, he cannot even keep track of no habla español, remember?
Yeah.
Every single checkpoint we would pull up to, he'd look at me as we're ready to pull up in front of the guard. And he'd say, now what am I supposed to say? No habla español. So they know to just not even try. And he opened his window. Hi, how you doing today? What's going on? He can't remember for 5 seconds. No habla español. So he's hopeless. So I just used my Google Translate. I'm like, Richard, stop. Here, we've got it here.
You know, this is kind of pick on Richard, I guess. I don't know.
Only 'cause
Let's ask you guys, because people were worried that they go, we don't speak Spanish. We can't go to Mexico.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. I got to tell you, the one thing about it when you go down there, Cheryl just mentioned it. If you have a problem speaking Spanish, which I have a hard enough time speaking English, you've got an app. You just say what you're saying in English and let them listen to it in Spanish, or let them read it in Spanish.
Yep.
We go into stores looking for things. We don't know exactly what we're looking at. Cheryl will ask somebody with her phone.
And they'll take us right to
it.
Need. So
it's amazing.
Never been a problem.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and you guys went down by yourselves.
Yes.
And you were how
Yeah.
long by yourselves before we showed up?
Gosh,
a month or 2 months?
2 months, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
2 months. And I have to tell you something. If there's anybody that thinks that it's really dangerous, the only dangerous thing about Baja is Highway 1.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Because those white lines on the side, sometimes they're not there. And the other side of that is there's no shoulder. So
yeah,
just fair warning.
The road is crazy.
If you go off, well, you may be completely off.
But yeah, we had people that I don't want to go down by myself and all this kind of stuff. And we're like, it's just really it's in our heads.
We had no problem. We never felt afraid.
Oh, never.
Now,
you know, we could always find somebody, to help us if we're looking for someplace. And I will tell you, Google Map can get you about anywhere.
Oh,
You can search for anything with Google Map.
Right.
So, I mean, we even stopped on the side of the road one night out in the middle of nowhere at a little truck stop cafe because it was going to get dark before we could get to the town we thought we were going to camp.
We don't drive
night.
in the dark.
Well, and because animals free range down there. So you don't want to drive in the dark because potentially cattle or anything could be in the road.
You
just don't have enough time
guy
to
down
stop.
there.
So as a result, we pulled off into just literally a shack that had a cafe sign in the front. And we noticed there was a truck parked out front. And I asked by my Google Translate, can we park out front tonight? And, and she's reading. She says, CC, no problem. So we parked in front of this little cafe on the side of the road out in the middle of nowhere in Baja. When we woke up in the morning, 2 trucks had come in during the night and sandwiched us, actually hiding us even from the road.
Right.
We just didn't have any problem. So people were very friendly. The food was amazing. I love the marketplaces down there to go get the fresh fruit and vegetables.
You can beat the fresh fruit and vegetables over there. It's just wonderful. So good.
And the little trucks will pull into the campgrounds and they'll ring their bell and out you go. And, it's like the little grocery store comes to you. Yeah. So there's fresh fruit and vegetables and fish and clams and oysters and, all the bounty of the area and local wine and fresh made honey and jams. There was even a chocolatier in Los Barillas. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
awesome,
we had a great time. And it was, we're new to RVing. And because at the time we crossed, we had only been on the road, maybe 6 months.
That's why it was crazy. You guys were new. You were new to traveling and driving in Mexico too. You were like, and you don't know the language.
Right.
It's like, I think another thing you told me this too, that you guys were hesitant about going. Like there was a little bit of nervousness about going, but once you went on your own, it's like, it was fine. You were just fine.
Yeah. We were. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. I got to tell you, it's another example. Everybody worries about things happening to them down there. We have electric bikes. Excuse me, we had electric bikes. They were down there loose in down in Baja, and I want you to know we had the best time with our bikes. But when we got back into the States, somebody stole them off the back of our RV, and I said, "Oh, it's so good to be home."
Yeah, tore apart our blue box bike rack.
Yeah, it was amazing how they
That's just crazy.
stole them.
Sally says, but they don't answer you in English. They answer in Spanish.
It's no problem.
It's like
through the app.
And
then the app tells you what they said in English.
Translate it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just press the little microphone.
The magic of technology.
The magic of technology.
I am really good with gracias and de nada.
Yeah.
After that, I'm pretty well shot.
Thank you and welcome.
And water and baños.
Oh yeah, baños and
the essentials.
Donde los baños.
Donde los baños and
and that's the other thing. Learn a couple of phrases. Like just learn a couple of things that if you got to go to the bathroom, where do I find water? How do I find? I never learned Dr. Pepper in Spanish.
Oh my God!
And honestly, ask people, if they speak English.
Because a lot of them speak English.
A lot of them speak English, and we went to the movies in La Paz a number of times, and they are in the English movies have the Spanish subtitles.
You're right.
And we noticed there were families and groups sitting around with us that were not speaking English out in the lobby coming in. And so we spoke to a few and we found out that's a lot of how they're learning English.
Yeah.
They go to the movies, watch the subtitles.
Yeah.
They're working hard to learn their English. So I'd say don't assume that someone doesn't speak English and just ask.
Most of the major movies are shown down there in English, and then subtitles are in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's what a crazy way to have to watch all the movies, right?
Oh, it is strange.
Oh, you learn to read pretty quick.
You learn to read really quick.
Fast reader. Yeah.
So, Paul, are there going to be tent sites at the RV thing?
Yeah. Okay. You can come and stay in a tent. If you're in a tent, you can come down there and just do the dry camping option, which is
Edward Blocker has an acoustic guitarist to do a singer-songwriter that might do a gig for you there.
Ed knows somebody, or Ed is going to do it?
Ed knows somebody.
Oh.
I thought Ed was going to play guitar for us. That'd be awesome.
By the way, Bob Jensen has a question for you guys. When are you heading down to Los Barriles? That they are going down later this year.
We're going.
And Bob Jensen, I think
he lives here.
You live in Las Vegas.
You live here?
Yeah, I sent a message to Bob earlier, seeing if he was available next week. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we'd love to meet up.
Yeah, love to meet up.
We're planning to cross the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Barring what we're dealing with here resolving itself. So, I somebody asked what happened to us. So just a real briefly. We came back to town and our tenant had moved out. So we have an empty house we hadn't planned on. And we're having a few issues with our other tenant and house with the HOA. So we're just trying to work through some issues to make sure we're good to go. Our plan is to continue to go as we planned, but we have a few things.
Yeah, they have two rental houses and having issues with both of them right now, and it's just
it's a sad story.
Yeah, one of those things.
And the air conditioner in the van.
Air conditioner in their van went out. You're going to get a second opinion on that because I think that the dealership is.
But everything just happened all at once, and when you got here to Vegas, that is why it's just so weird.
It's just
been an explosive week.
It's been a lot of fun.
They're having one of those times when it just seems like everything's imploding all at once, and
you're planning on coming in to do a show.
Oh yeah, your show got canceled.
Our show.
Oh, is that right?
The show's called Vegas Gone Country, and they have a Dolly and a Reba and Johnny Cash and me, and then the week before I got here, Lori Legacy gives me a holler and says the show got canceled. Okay, well now I got a free month to do whatever I want to do with it.
So now we have time to deal with the problems.
But since we got all these problems, that's good.
Right, there you go. See? Blessing in disguise.
So Judy asked, what translator app do you use?
Google Translate.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Free app, and it works
great. It's a free app, yeah. If you've got a phone,
Thailand, we've used it in China. We've used it in a number of places.
You can download it into your phone, and or you can just from a web browser, from your browser on your phone, go Google Translate, and it'll find it, and it works great.
It is
there's
amazing.
Several different ways you can use it. You can text into it. You can speak into it. It's awesome.
There was
Works
a
great.
lady that literally she wrote the entire menu, right, for you
Yes.
guys to read on the
That little
actual app.
cafe.
She
That
did.
is
In that little
crazy.
cafe, which literally it had a dirt floor, it had a plywood bar, and that was about the extent of it. And she spoke no English, but she put her whole menu in my phone into the Google Translate app for me so that we could order dinner.
It's so cute.
That's awesome.
And on top of that, dinner was amazing.
We had wonderful
come on,
fresh
man.
shrimp and garlic,
No.
and I think we spent
No, come on.
$6 for the two of us for dinner. It was incredible.
How much
So,
did we spend?
About $6.
Yeah, something
I
like
know.
that.
You will find places like that. It's
Yeah.
amazing food,
Oh, yeah.
and just the price is like unbeatable. Until you get to Cabo, that area that is more touristy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you get more like U.S.
Well,
California
prices.
prices.
Well, you
Yeah.
down in Los Barillas.
There you go.
There, I said it right. They had a little truck coming around, remember, with the seafood
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
We bought 2 lobster
Come on, man.
for $8. 2 lobsters for $8. She grilled them, and they were the best I've ever eaten.
Those poor
So-
lobsters.
Yeah, I know. We felt really bad while we were eating it.
Yeah, Cheryl was almost crying. I remember.
Well, you know what? I couldn't throw them in a pot, so I put them in a Ziploc baggie, and they just went to sleep in the refrigerator.
I'm gonna call PETA. Call PETA on you.
Totally
Yeah.
different when you got to kill your own food, isn't it?
It's really hard when you got to kill your own food. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that's going to make me a vegetarian really quickly if I have to kill my own food. So somebody wants to know if you have to use international data for Google Translate. You can actually download a language so that you have the language all downloaded in your phone. So even if you don't have a data connection where you are,
It still works.
It'll
it'll
still
still
work.
work.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
good pro tip for you there.
Yeah, right there.
That's
But
awesome.
Floyd Cooley is here. He's like, hello from Pioche, Nevada. We're holding the blockers captive. So that gotta be then Craig and Kelly. He's like, I didn't know their name was Floyd Cooley. So they're here in the house too.
Are you
So-
sure? I think they just know somebody named Floyd Cooley. The Epiphanios are the 5 Epiphanios.
So who is holding the blockers captive?
Floyd Cooley. I don't know.
So
We're gonna have to
I
find
don't-
out the scoop on there. So what's going on? Is there someone named Floyd Cooley, or is that the Epiphanios? Give us the scoop, man.
Witness protection program.
Yeah, it could be witness protection. The WPP. That's where Chuck is.
Floyd Cooley said Casey and Carly's keepers. So there is Casey. So now you know it's them.
Okay.
Hey, there's
Always-
another pro tip that was just shared here too. It says with Google Translate, you can take a picture of the menu and it'll translate it for you.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah.
haven't
Some of
tried
them.
to do that.
Oh, that's
There
cool.
are some of those things
Thanks
as
for
well. I didn't
sharing.
know it would do it in Google.
Yeah, I didn't
But yeah,
either.
there's
I haven't
apps that
tried
you can do that.
Thank
That's
you.
really cool.
Craig
So-
and Kelly are Floyd Cooley.
Okay.
See?
All right.
I knew it.
See?
Yeah. So they're all up in where are you guys? You guys still in Great Basin National Park?
No, they just said. I
Where are
just read it. Pioche, Nevada. Pioche.
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 Mhm.
Nevada.
Very cool.
Jesus, Ozzy.
I bet it's
Ozzy
cold
is really
there.
wanting some screen time tonight.
Ozzy
isn't he?
wants some screen
Yeah.
time. He's just one of those things where people are around, he wants to be around.
He just beat the hell out of my face a minute ago.
I know.
He goes,
So somebody wanted to know too about the car because I know you talked about the railroad crossing thing, but they wanted to know about the car.
So-
behind.
I have no idea how the dolly and the car are unscathed. They did not get touched. So this thing was spun around 180 degrees when we got back to it. So I have a feeling when it came up and under and it started to spin, it must have just spun at the right thing where the car and dolly went around it,
had to.
because there's no way it would have went underneath it. It would have just tore the crap out of the bottom of the car because it was laying on its side was this tall.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have went under the dolly. It just
no.
wouldn't have. And if it would have got up underneath the car, it would have just tore the exhaust and everything out. So the only thing I can think of is that as it was turning, it just went around the outside of the dolly in the car.
Because we checked and checked and checked the dolly
Yeah.
in the car just to make sure if we didn't have to report it for the claim. And they seem to be totally untouched.
They are
Like,
untouched. It's
You realize
It's
how
crazy.
just
lucky
so
you are?
weird.
It was the
yeah.
craziest thing, really, like, because you weren't expecting it, and all of a sudden, when the coach just all of a sudden raced up, and there was just this crazy, of course, crunching noise up underneath as it was tearing out the gas tank, and the straps. It was crazy. It was just crazy. It's one of those things that you go from like this wonderful day to all of a sudden you don't know what happened. Like your brain can't process what just happened until you get out and start looking around and you're like, what in the hell?
When you hear that kind of noise, you don't even want to look.
And we will say that a train came through within 2 minutes or 3 minutes of us getting across the crossing, because I was actually on the opposite side of the track when the train came through, because it was on the opposite side of the track from where we were. So I had walked over, and as I walked over, the train was coming. So I just stayed on the other side. So yeah, it could have been really, really crazy if we would have dropped in there and got locked into the track. It would have been pull everything out because the train couldn't stop no matter how he could see us. And Lori said that, well, he would have stopped. I'm like, nope, no, they wouldn't have been able to stop in time.
We have just enough time probably just to grab Aussie and laptops and just go out.
That's it.
That would have been it. That's all I would have worried about was Aussie and the electronics, and actually just the hard drives. As long as we have our hard drives.
Oh no, my citizenship
but we would have grabbed her.
Too.
Well, your citizenship papers. No, we wouldn't have had time for all that. All of our other stuff. Passports.
We're so hard for that.
Yeah, but you'd find that in the wreckage because it would be scattered all over.
Burn.
Can you imagine a train hitting one of these? It would just be this paper mache thing.
I don't want to imagine that.
It would be gone.
Yeah, it'd be gone. These are just little matchbox things. They're horrible.
Yeah, that's why you love doing it so much, because you like the risk.
Oh, these things are a horrible risk to drive.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. We had other friends of ours say they were at one time they were trying to find all of the safety what do you call them?
Ratings.
The safety ratings and stuff on motorhomes. They couldn't find them. We're like, like there's no safety ratings and safety testing on these. They can't crash test these things.
Yeah. They put 3 dummies up there. I don't know who they were, but they put 3 dummies up there and let them crash into a wall.
And they all go out through the window. And then all of this just moves over the front. They're horrible.
Now, with that being said, we heard. We are not sure. We cannot confirm. We are not in that industry, but that they're making the new RVs with more like strong steel frames.
Winnebago is supposed to have a crash.
They are putting actually the
rig
seat
over
belts,
the top.
like
like a roll bar.
Yeah,
like a roll bar over the passenger car.
But they're putting the seat belts there, so you're literally staying attached to it.
So if anybody's got an extra $1 million laying around,
just
you can buy one of those.
Yeah, a couple 100,000.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. So actually the safest ones are probably the Class C's. The Class C is the only one
Super
that's
C's.
or the Super C's or Class C, because they're gonna have
Class B.
Yeah, B's. Anything that's gonna have the airbag in a cabin, like B's, C's.
Ali says the only logical explanation is that you were punished for leaving us.
Oh, I didn't know they were in here.
I didn't know.
So my daughter and son-in-law and grandkids are in here. Hey guys.
And George Smith is also in the
house.
Hi guys.
Amaray, Brian.
You guys, by the way.
I have to tell you guys, I am so proud of my grandson. He finally started riding his bike the other day, and I got pictures the other day that he was riding his bike. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
I actually got video of it. So yes, very cool, Ryan. You're the man. Woo, 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 woo,
awesome.
woo.
George Smith is in the house too. Said that Melissa told him there was no live today, so he tuned in late because of Melissa. What's up, Melissa?
So that's what you were talking about earlier. He was saying about I was in a bad mood, so I wasn't going to do the live. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm just going to come on and rant a lot. That's all.
Actually, nobody.
Which you already missed.
Nobody here cares.
So, again, guys, George Smith is in the house. Thank him for finding us the venue for the RV thing. George, thank you so much. We appreciate that. So that's awesome. Any other questions? What questions do we have? What are you guys up to? What are you doing? Where are you at?
I know. Feel free to ask about us, the Motorhome
Yeah.
plans.
Aid, is it snowing in the UK already? You guys already have snow?
And by the way, Aid said that it's like he's already planning on going to the RV thing in the Tampa RV show. He's just like looking into the logistics of the hotel and everything. He's coming from UK.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So, that's crazy.
We have UK in the house, Northern Ireland we saw the Philippines.
I saw Calgary on here.
Calgary.
Saying it was snowy in Calgary
Oh,
today.
I'll bet it's snowing in Calgary. Yeah.
I love Calgary.
It's beautiful up there.
Calgary's beautiful.
Yeah.
In the summer.
In the summer. Yeah. Whatever you say about Canada, always say in the summer.
Because in the winter, it's going to be cold and snowing up there. Still beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Jim, they said the GMC Motorhome is probably the safest. No wood.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I never thought about
the older GMC motorhome. Absolutely. It's all metal, right?
Or
yeah.
Is it metal? Or
I don't know. It's got to be aluminum, isn't it? What is it, Jim? What's the casing on that? Is it a
I
metal
don't know.
cage with aluminum?
I was thinking about the Olivers and the Casitas. They're done of what? It's like it's not wood either.
Well, they're fiberglass.
Fiberglass.
But
maybe.
nobody,
I
you're
don't
not
know.
riding in it though. So if it
That's true.
flips over, it doesn't matter because there's nobody in it.
Jim wants to know if 4 motorcycles are too many to travel with. He can let go.
No, Jim, 4 motorcycles are perfectly fine. You can just put them right there in the back of the RV.
And we
Yeah.
can visit and ride with
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So that exactly while we're visiting, we've got an extra bike
See,
there.
it's like having neighbors that have a boat or friends that have a boat, but you
No.
don't have the boat. You can use it, but then it's like they take care of it.
That's what we're looking forward to in Los Barriles this year.
I need a friend with a dive boat, though.
Yeah,
A specialty boat.
Absolutely.
Especially dive
Yeah,
boat.
does anybody know anybody down there that owns a dive boat? Because Cheryl needs one badly. I
Yeah.
don't care for it myself, but she needs it.
Happy wife. That is what they say.
That's right. We
Yeah.
got people hiking in Cathedral Gorge State Park.
Ooh, awesome.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
beautiful up there too. Absolutely.
Oh, Sheila's in the house. It's like I have not heard from Sheila in a long time. It's like they're waiting for Charlie to retire in Oregon. So it's
Waiting.
like,
Oh.
Charlie, just retire, man.
Love Oregon. We were in Oregon
they
for
just
a
came
month.
back. Yeah, they just came back from Oregon coast, right?
Yeah. Oh,
We did the 4,9,000 trail hops.
y'all
So-
are amazing up there. That is one of the greatest states. I'm telling you.
If it just didn't rain so much.
Yeah, it
we'd
did
be
rain
living
just a
there.
little bit. We
Yeah.
were there for a month, and we only had 42 days of rain
In
But-
a month.
in a month.
That's pretty amazing math.
Yeah,
That's
thank
not
you.
Yeah.
true.
Thank you.
So,
No.
So, Paul, you have a couple questions about the gas tank. Are you going to take advantage of the damage to do some upgrades, like a transfer flow and that sort of thing?
Don't know what that is,
Yeah.
so no.
And I think we found that because we ended up with road damage up in Canada this summer.
Oh, never mind. Transfer Flow is a company I'm thinking that makes gas tanks.
Yes, I think
That's what it
so.
sounds like.
Mhm.
Like an aluminum gas tank or something like that. No, I mean this thing ain't a hot rod. It's just an RV. It's
Well, the
just
problem we found with insurance companies is they want to put you back exactly
like you were.
and
Right.
it's a difficult process sometimes to go through trying to negotiate doing
An upgrade.
upgrades.
Right.
At the same time,
Yeah,
you're just trying to get repaired.
This is Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know how Las Vegas works. Hey, man, I need a little
Thank you.
upgrade over there on this. Can
Thank you.
have the insurance company take care?
That's
Yeah,
it.
Paul,
Take this over here.
come on.
This
What
is
Paul
Vegas,
is
baby.
nicely saying is we have a
Blah,
bunch of
blah,
crooks
blah,
and
blah.
robbers here.
Blah, 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 blah.
I don't know what he's talking about. It's like,
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Ali says, "Hello, Richard and Cheryl. Wish we could have stuck around a little longer to meet you
Yeah.
guys."
Oh,
I
we
would've
would have.
loved
We
that.
would have loved that. We
Yeah.
would have
Well,
loved
maybe
that very
next time.
much.
Maybe
It'll
next
happen
time.
one of these days.
Allie, do you know how to ride a bike? Have you learned how to ride a bike yet? I don't know if my daughter knows how to
A
ride a bike.
bicycle are we talking
Yeah.
about?
I don't know if she knows how to ride a bike.
You
That's
don't
a
know. She knows.
weird-
Wait a minute. You don't know if your
That's
daughter
a weird
knows how to ride a bike.
question out of the blue. And
Why would you
random
ask
here.
your
It's just
daughter
so
a
weird.
question like that when she's 70?
I don't know. I
She's
never taught her how to ride.
72 years old.
I wasn't around to teach her how to ride a bike.
Okay.
Well, you don't even know how to ride a bike, do
She's
you?
27. Maybe she doesn't know how to ride a bike. I might have to teach her too.
Allie,
Well, Ryan, while you're there, you've already learned. Could you teach your mom how to ride a bike?
there you go.
That'd be awesome.
Okay, Cindy, where are you guys heading next?
Who?
Cindy asked that.
Of who?
You,
All of
you
us?
don't know Cindy? It's like she's asking about us where we're heading next.
Oh,
When we're leaving, our plan was to leave here November 5th and slowly make our way to Florida. But I'm assuming
Slowly. Keyword slowly.
slowly. But I'm assuming that now it's going to be near the end of November and we're going to be beelining to Florida, just going as fast as we can. Just jump on Interstate 10 and go. Depending on how long this repair takes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, we could literally be still on our November 5th deadline if I was repairing it. But I'm
no,
not.
Paul.
You
no.
know, do you know that talking about fixing things?
Mm.
There we go again.
I know.
Right down
Yeah.
there.
Mm.
I'm telling you guys, in Baja, we had our whole tow system break. We were
No, it
dragging.
fell off the back of the RV.
It just
Oh,
literally
Almost
yeah.
fell.
lost the
metal
car
brake-
Yeah.
The metal 90-degree brace actually broke
on
Yeah.
the
From all
on
the
the
stressing.
hitch.
on the
on
hitch.
the hitch, and we had bikes on top and towing the car. And literally, we were probably a hair's breadth away from it all going under the car and totaling the
We
car.
had a gentleman pulling up alongside of us on that 2-lane highway with no pullouts saying, stop, stop. And he wasn't saying stop. He was saying,
He
how do you
spoke
say,
no English.
how do you say stop in Spanish?
Alto.
Okay.
Alto.
Anyway, that's what he was saying. And so I was trying to figure out what's he doing.
Why
And
are
then
we
he
being
pulled up
stopped?
in front of us and slowed down. And so I
Oh.
slowed down and he stopped and he jumped out of the truck and I said, Cheryl, hide. No, I didn't say that. I said, what's going on?
Oh.
And so
you were paranoid.
so no,
Well,
I
we were
wasn't.
a little,
Oh,
like,
well, we was
we
trying to
weren't
figure
sure
out what
the
was
hell
going on.
on.
But
you
we
know?
ran out. I ran out the door, and he's pointing to the back. And I go back there, and my electric bike that got stolen has
Later.
lost half
the
the
wheel
tire,
had been eaten
the
off.
tire, and the
whole
wheel
rig tilted down, and the tire was dragging on
dragging
the
on the
Yeah.
street. And you don't know it when you're driving an RV. And so we took it all off. This young man helped us get the bikes off the racks, get them hooked onto the back of the car, because we always carry our bike rack when we want to go places to ride the bike and we don't want to ride all the way. Then we drove into this town. What's the name of that town? You was talking about it
Santa
earlier.
Rosalia.
There you go.
Yeah.
We drove in there. Cheryl went into an automotive parts store, and
With my
they
Google Translate app.
Google Translate and wanted to find out about getting a welding shop. So he calls somebody and he says, uno momento. Hey, I just said that too. Okay. But anyway.
So now he thinks he's fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
Now Richard's fluent.
Man,
I like how you cheer yourself.
Hey, are you kidding? When I get that close, I'm good. So these two guys pull up in this little bitty white car, and they jump out and they ask me about the RV, and I said I didn't know what they were asking me. I said yes. And so both of them got down on the ground, was looking at it, and they jump up and they say, "Follow me." And they start to take off, and I'm jumping in the RV and following, and Cheryl's driving the car. And we drive a mile down the road on the main drive, and there's a welding company there. It's a family-owned company. It's two brothers and their sons, and they had us back that rig in. All of them quit the work that they were working on.
And this is a Saturday.
This is a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Got in there, took everything apart, welded, fixed, welded the other side a little bit, fixed it, put it all back together, and had us on our way in 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours.
$200 US.
And $200 US.
Yeah.
Now,
Could have been 2 months later.
if that would have happened in the
$2,000.
States,
Yeah.
they'd have said, yeah, well, we'll have to get to that. We'll be there in about, I don't know. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. And it'll only be $5,000.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, maybe not quite 5,000.
Well, but two.
But yeah.
$49.99. So, Paul, are you going to have any drone classes at the RV thing?
See, those are some of the things that I didn't know if I should teach at all, because I've been thinking about doing videos on that, like flying, not only maybe flying the drone, but more along the lines of editing, like exactly how to put the footage together and doing some editing stuff. So I've thought about doing videos on that, but I also thought about doing a class about editing while I was there, but I didn't know if there would be enough interest in that.
I think that was a big discussion here in our household, is like trying to see what is that people will be interested in learning that we could teach. I mean, that we could we're proficient to teach. So if you have any ideas or something, it's like, I guess we can always see by numbers if there's many people interested in wanting to know how to edit.
Yeah, because I don't want to have 180 people there and I spend 2 hours on a drone class that 4 people are going to go to.
Yes.
Because it's very specialized.
Oh, yeah.
Turn the light off?
Yeah, I think we have some.
All right. Turn that light off,
Can you
Richard.
reach it?
Up above her head.
Does that arm still work?
This one works.
Okay, it's the other one.
That one? That's better? Oh, yeah. That's
Is that better?
Yeah. So, yeah, we were trying to come up with stuff that would be more mainstream. And we understand that every single seminar is not going to be for every person, and you don't have to come to everyone. So, if there's something that you see that's interesting to you for a couple of hours, come on over, hang out, go through the thing with us. And if it's not something you're interested with, there is going to be, again, this is more about you guys than about us. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to meet a lot of other people on the road, so that if you do have an issue on the road, you will be surprised that when you reach out to somebody that they're close by, and it's like, hey, I'm stuck in standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, and somebody else goes, hey, I'm just down the corner from standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. Let me stop by and help you with that. So that's what this stuff is really all about, is getting to know other RVers.
Now, Paul Taylor was asking about your Alaska trip because he recently came across that. He was asking about the preparations you made and the RV challenges. So might that be like one of the topics you could take on in the RV thing, is like, how do you prep for a big trip?
We
like
actually
that?
talk
We
about
actually talked about
doing
that,
like a mini class, like actually one on class, but do the first section about prepping and traveling Mexico and prepping and traveling in Alaska.
Right.
So we talk about it's
Crossing
like
borders.
how many people are really interested on having that conversation or even like going to those destinations. So again, it goes about like, if you're interested, let us know and we probably can squeeze it in there.
Yeah.
Right.
But somebody was also asking about talk to Yuck Duck if there was any weight limitations or stuff like that. So it's like, I guess all that is in the
Weight
Alaska.
limitations, Paul, like you think Paul would check that?
So yeah,
We check our weight. That's the one thing.
Paul, maybe you haven't been watching very long, but preparations and TME don't go in the same sentence together.
No.
There's no such thing as preparation. Here's how we decide what's going to happen. Let's go to Alaska. Okay, cool. Drive. Boom. And that's it. We Google map our way up.
And then Paul is like, let's take a detour. Let's go to Toyota. And Lorena is like, no. Oh, come on. No. Come on, let's go. It's just 150 miles. Okay, let's go. And then it's like, we just went there. That was our preparation to go there.
That's how we go everywhere. We're driving down the road. Oh my God, did you see? What's that sign back there? Go back, and then we're down some crazy road.
And I know
I know that sounds weird. We don't prepare for anything.
I know a lot of you feel also like you travel the same way. I know there's a lot of people here that they see signs on the road and they just go under Indy. They're their way.
That way.
They just go and check what's over there. He's like,
now I will say we are sitting with two of the biggest planners ever, but I think I think it's changed.
Wait.
I think it's changed though. You've changed a little bit, right? You're not as rigid.
I have learned a lot about flexibility.
Right.
Boy, that ain't no lie.
You know, I used to, and I think part of the difference is we used to travel, you know, I was still working. And so I only had this finite period of time. And I wanted to do everything possible in that short period of time.
Right.
And that's the one thing, you know, as full-time RVers, you kind of go, maybe it's okay to do nothing today. I'm going to sit outside and look at the trees and watch the squirrels jump around and do nothing today.
And that's what we were talking to Ali and John, his daughter and son-in-law, that when you're full-timing, it's not like you're trying to travel as fast as you can, seeing everything, right?
Exactly.
Because you get exhausted too. Yeah. You need some downtime. So it's like, as an RVer, you take your time in places. Now, we have learned that lately, these last year.
We've slowed down
have
a
hard time to slow down, period.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've gotten better at that. But with the planning thing, there's got to be a certain amount of planning because you're going to get stuck without reservations on a holiday weekend. That happens to us all the time. Right. But what we find is, like, if you get into an area, and we've said it many times, and you plan on spending a week in this area, and you get there and you go, this sucks. Like, there's nothing to do here. Well, you can leave if you don't have reservations, or if you didn't pre-plan, you can get in there and go, we're not going to do 7 days here. Let's do 2. And then you get into another place where you're only going to do 2 days, and it's amazing.
And you go, I would have to come back, or I should have planned more time.
Yeah, I should have planned more time. But if you don't have plans down the road, you can go, you know what? Let's do.
That happened to us in Tahoe.
We were going to go there for 4 nights. We were there for 3 weeks.
Tahoe's amazing.
Because it was amazing. And we were like, wow, we're going to stay.
But we have been in areas that we have too much time, and it's just like not
Los
such a nice place.
Los Barillas. For you guys, we're going to go how long?
We were there 6 weeks, and we were there 3 months.
Right. So here's what I'll say about preparations for up there. Most of the stuff that you hear is complete garbage. Oh, you got to carry extra gas tanks with you. You better carry extra water with you. You're going to carry. I don't know how it got started. Who started it online?
And it might have been like many years ago.
A few years ago, it might have been worse.
5 years ago, maybe it was a lot worse. And those were the videos we were watching, and we were so paranoid about we need to grab more of this and more of that. Like, we resupply in so many like goods like food and water and everything before leaving. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And once we were on the road, we realized that there's a lot of little cities where you can, like with Walmart's too, and with
Yep.
all the stores, you can restock.
We never got below a half a tank. We never
No.
got below a half a tank on fuel.
With that being said, we have a big tank because we were talking. I'm trying to remember who we're talking to. That they were pulling a trailer, so they have a truck, so they have a smaller tank than we do, and then they were already late in the season, and they got stuck where they almost didn't get to the next gas station.
That is the caveat. If you're super early in the season or super late, there's going to be things that are closed.
The smaller gas stations, the tiny smaller gas stations, they're going to be closed once they're run out of gas.
Right.
So that will be the one.
But even then, I think if you fill up in the major cities, you're never going to have a problem with any of that. So don't get into the like, oh, you've heard that when you go to Alaska, you've got to completely do this. If you're traveling here in the lower 48, going to Alaska is no different. It's just like traveling in the lower 48. Yeah, there's a little bit more space between gas stations and stuff, but if you fill up in the major stops, not going to have a problem anywhere.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it at all. Water, you can get water everywhere. There was dump stations in a lot of these small towns. They had dump stations for RVs that were free.
It's very
on the
very
highway-
RV
on the
friendly.
highway,
On the
and
highway.
rest stops.
Like
Yeah.
very, very RV friendly. I will say Alaska.
Super RV
That's
friendly.
the one thing surprised us
Canada.
how RV friendly it was.
Canada is very RV friendly.
Yeah,
up that
yeah,
way,
yeah.
too.
And-
So Paul, if there's something that we didn't answer, because I know we get goofy with this stuff, but if there's something I didn't answer, just shoot an email to me, paul@themotorhomeexperiment.com, or on Facebook. Shoot me a message and just say, hey, I was wondering about, diesel. Diesel's not going to be a problem up there. Gas is not going to be a problem up there. Propane's not going to be a problem up there. But if there's something specific that you wanted to know, shoot me a message and I'd be more than happy to get back to you. It might take me a few days to a week, but I'll get back to you.
By the
He
way,
ain't kidding.
Blue Wave Odyssey just sent us $10 from Bob and Debbie. Thank you, Bob and Debbie.
Thank you, Bob and
I would
Debbie.
appreciate anything.
That's amazing.
So-
It just helps me keep Lori in line.
Class on evasive driving of road hazards and livestock. That was.
I'm
That's a suggestion.
not obviously not qualified
Yeah.
to give that class. So
So there's a few other suggestions on classes like vegan RV, doing the Instapot thing.
Well,
maybe
they
more
are
on-
gonna do one class over there.
At least.
Yeah.
They are choosing what is that they're gonna talk about. So I cannot tell you like what exactly it is. They're still trying to figure out if it's food or something else.
yeah,
So,
and they don't know they're doing it yet. It's just we've already scheduled it.
they know they're doing something.
Yeah, they know they're
just
doing
don't
something.
And
know.
Paul, the suggestion is for video editing. Have a video editing class.
Right. That's what what
Yeah.
I was saying. But I
Yeah.
didn't know how many people that would
Maybe
involve.
send an
and
interest
so,
survey out to your
Yeah.
whole Adventure Nation.
Yeah.
At least all of them that are planning to come.
Right.
And list a bunch of topics and give a write-in zone. And,
Right.
and maybe let people kind of vote so you kind of know,
Right.
if we did this class, this many people would be
Mhm.
interested.
Right.
That
And
sort of
and
thing.
after we do this first year, there's not going to be anything overlapping. Like everything's going to be one thing starts, the next thing stops, and the next thing stops, and the next thing starts, and so on and so forth. I don't know if that made sense. Once one thing stops, the next thing will start.
No break
Nothing will overlap. Once we get down the road a little bit, we might be in a situation where we have several things going at the same time, where I know that, well, this class might be smaller, so there's not as many people interested in this, so we can do something here and there. I don't know. We'll figure that all out down the road, but for now it's going to be everything is going to be, you'll be able to attend every single class if you want, because nothing will overlap. But that's something that maybe I'll do a video on it. Again, folks, I see people teaching stuff online. I'm going to rant a little bit, just a tiny bit. I see people teaching stuff on class that they're just not qualified to teach. And I don't feel like I'm qualified to teach editing, really. Like I'm decent at it, but I'm not a professional. So I can teach basics, but I don't feel like I'm an expert. So I don't feel qualified.
Because some people need just the basics. And,
Right.
And when you look at how many videos you've produced
I
compared to
think-
most people,
Right.
I mean, you have so much
Right.
experience
Right.
and you've learned as you went.
Right.
So,
Right.
you do have a
I
lot
can
of
do-
knowledge.
definitely
You
do
can
a
give people
101.
shortcuts.
I can do
What
some
is-
101 stuff because I learned it all online and learned it all from online. And then I've tweaked some things to work for me. So I can definitely help people get their vlog up and running. So we could do something along that line is, producing that first video. I still need to do that with my daughter. I've been promising them that I would do that with them, and we never had a chance to do that. So maybe when we roll down through there and
or they're gonna
the middle of the
be
month.
in actually the RV thing,
or they're going to be at the RV thing, so maybe they can take our seminar.
There you
There
go.
you
Yeah,
go.
that's right.
So Scott and Tricia want to know, would you go to Alaska again?
Absolutely,
In a heartbeat.
in a heartbeat.
And I have to say, it's like, I think that was a big surprise for us, because I think Mexico too, like those two, it was a big surprise because we're going just for a specific amount of time. Like we were like, okay, we're going to go there for a month and a half. That's plenty. And once we were there, oh my God, there's so much to do and so much to see that we spent, what, 2.5 months?
Yeah,
almost 3
we
over
should
there.
have started earlier.
Early in the season, yeah.
We waited as long as we could wait to get out. Like we were there till the middle of September, and the snow was right behind us. You don't want to get caught up there in the snow if you're not familiar with driving in it. I am, but I would never really want to drive in bad snow in the RV. So don't get caught in it. But absolutely, it's just a long way to get there. Think about how far like from here to get to Vancouver, and it's another 2,400 miles north of Vancouver.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy.
We were talking
That
from
light's
Vancouver.
super bright. I need to.
From Vancouver to San Diego is as far, I think.
Oh, it looks okay.
Looks all right.
Isn't, Paul, what you said is like from Vancouver to San Diego is the same distance, and that's several states, and from Vancouver to Alaska, and it's pretty much only two provinces.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, take your time through Vancouver. Really take your time, even going north. Canada, even the Yukon.
Vancouver is
such
beautiful.
A pretty area, so much to do.
No, Ozzy.
He's playing with a microphone. There's
Vancouver
so much.
Island. Vancouver
Oh,
Island.
No. But we're talking about
Beautiful.
on the way to Alaska. We never scheduled time to really stop throughout Canada going to Alaska, and that was a big mistake. There's so many beautiful places that if you don't want to do it as rough for you to get to Alaska, because other people do it like in 4 or 5 days, that they're like driving 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's like you're gonna be miserable. You're not gonna like your trip over there. Take your time up, take your time down, so you can just be more chill again. If you're,
because the journey up is just as amazing. Like the drive
that's where
up
we saw
is
the wildlife.
Incredible, and that's where most of the wildlife
we saw
British
in
Columbia.
BC.
Yeah,
not even in Alaska.
Just absolutely beautiful up there. Just absolutely beautiful. And of course, we did a couple of those crazy side trips. One to Tuktoyaktuk, the other to McCarthy. I think McCarthy is one of those must-do in Alaska.
But it's very hard to get there. You have to be adventurous, not hard to get there. You need to be adventurous.
You need to, not be afraid to get your RV dirty.
Yep.
And
go 20 miles an hour.
20 miles an hour for 60 miles. Yeah.
I thought it was 20 miles. I thought it was 500 miles.
Well, that was Tuktoyaktuk. Yeah,
for
that was
20 miles an hour.
40.
Between 30 and 40. Yeah.
It was McCarthy that it was like 20 miles an hour, 20, 25,
But Alaska, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
So was it tough on Freya? Was Alaska tough on Freya? The question was, did you have any issues being a Class A up there?
No.
None. If you guys, again, that might be a new viewer. Who was that? Was that Paul Taylor?
That was Mr. Roboto.
Oh, he's been around a while. We take this thing where you probably shouldn't take most Class A's. Like, I don't have a problem driving this thing where they go, oh, yeah, we've been told, hey, this is 4-wheel drive only. And we go, yeah, whatever. All 4 wheels drive on the back. Let's go. And off we go.
It's very RV friendly, Alaska, as a general, like we said. And we're talking about even larger RVs.
Yeah.
Now, I will say if you exceed now, like our size 34, 35, and you exceed that, you'll have more of a hard time finding some of the boondocking spots. But if you're not interested in that, I mean, you can go from campground to campground. It's like, that's no problem.
What about mud buildup though?
If you do, if you do.
It seems like your car was a big mud ball.
If you do Tuktoyaktuk, if you stay on the main roads.
Only 2 roads. I would say only 2 roads gives you that. Going to Tuk, but even if you don't go to Tuk, top of the world.
Oh, top of the world's a little bit, can be muddy.
Because other people will not go to Tuk, but they will go top of the world. That is like an alternate route to get to Alaska, and it will get muddy there.
And here's the other thing about Alaska. Slow down. Like we have people going, oh, I got this much damage and I lost tires. And you're going, we never lost a single tire in the whole time we were up there. And the tires on the dolly at the time, they sucked. They should not been out on those roads, but we didn't do 60 miles an hour on a dirt road. Yeah. And we saw people going through there was the frost heave areas where these nasty frost heaves. We saw people in truck and trailer going through those things at 60 miles an hour. And we're doing 30. and we were like, whoa, whoa. And we saw people just ripping through there. And we're like, that is going to damage your rig. That's going to damage your trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go up there and you think that you can just do 60 miles an hour everywhere, you're going to break stuff. Take your time. If the road gets rough, slow down. If the road is dirt, slow down. We went out on Tuktoyaktuk on the Dempster Highway. It was raining for several days and it was muddy. I would not do that again. Yeah, I would do that again.
Yeah, yes, you
Yeah, I
would.
would do that again.
I would say most of the people just
I
like
wouldn't tow a car.
most of the people going so fast, just like damaging their RVs were mostly, and I have to say trailers. Like I would say people that tow a trailer or something like that, because you cannot hear all the rattling and
You
everything.
can't hear the stuff
Yeah.
breaking.
So
Yeah.
they just go
throwing
for
the
it.
truck up front.
And
yeah.
when you are in a motorhome, you can hear everything. This fold is coming in open, so you know you're going too fast or stuff like that. So you're more careful when you're in a motorhome, I think.
Mhm.
You take it slower.
But just go slow. Like I would do it again. I would not tow a car, but I would go everywhere we went. I would go again in this motorhome. I really would. And just make sure that everything is washed completely if you get into that situation. I didn't get the brakes and everything washed out, so I tore the brakes apart and wound up having to replace rotors. But that was my fault. That's not the coach's fault.
By the way, Solix says the Castro Freeway is mostly gravel and fewer frost heaves. But I don't remember being
There was
gravel.
no gravel on the Cassier at all.
I don't
Like it was
remember.
fully paved when we went through there. Yeah,
Mhm.
and no frost heaves at all, but it was paved from top to bottom when we were there.
Aussie. Went up from there.
So again, some of this might have been over the last few years that this has happened. But yeah, the Cassier from the Junction 37 all the way down was completely paved. It was a
Mhm.
great road. I liked the Cassier better than I liked the Elcan, better than I liked the Alaska Highway. What else?
So, can you talk a little bit about the gas mileage you're getting, and are you doing anything to improve your gas
That one
mileage?
hurts.
6 to 6.5 miles a gallon. You don't worry about it.
And lately, when we've been boondocking, it's been 5 to 5.5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
you do a lot of mountains, yeah.
if you do the mountains, you're going to be 5.5, 6.
We run between 6 and 7 all the time.
If you just drive these, don't worry about fuel mileage.
Wait a
use
minute.
and use your Gas Buddy app to find
You
the cheapest.
just
gas.
buy the cheapest gas you can find and get over it,
Yeah.
because there's nothing you can do. If you're going to travel like this, it's going to be, even the newer ones might see 7.5.
We did
You guys
last-
might be able to just on here. If you know your gas mileage, post it on here.
Mhm.
If it's a Class A, it's going to be between 6 and 8, whether you're a diesel or a gas.
Yeah.
It's going to be about the same. If you're towing a trailer with a diesel truck, you might get 12 to 13. Never, ever worry about your fuel mileage on this. There's only so much you're going to be able to improve it, and it's not going to be worth whatever you're putting on it. Like I see somebody go, oh, I put a $500 tuner on it, and I get an extra half a mile per gallon. It's like, well,
I think if you want a better fuel mileage, get a smaller RV.
Yeah.
Just less way to pull, so it's gonna be a better. Like we just talked to, we met Bob and I'm trying to remember her name. It's like, but anyway, they just bought a new Tiffin Class C. I guess it's like a new model kind of thing. And what's the fuel mileage? It was like crazy.
Oh, but it's a B plus
It's-
C.
C
minus.
minus or
Yeah,
whatever.
there's a
But
Coachman C that's getting 11.
Yeah.
Fifth
Yeah.
wheels 8 to 10.
Yep.
Most Class A 6.5 to 7.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
just-
it's depending on the coach, the kind of fuel mileage.
What you're
gonna
towing,
get.
if you're towing a heavy, like we are right
Mhm.
at our max capacity for this coach. We're at 25, we're at 26,000, and our max gross vehicle weight is supposed to be 25.5. And so we're 500 pounds over. Our tow vehicle's right at the 5,000 pound capacity. Yeah, we could get a Chevy Spark, Richard. We could tow a 2,300 pound Chevy Spark, and instead of getting 6.5, I might get 7. But if you look at that over the course of a complete country coast to coast crossing, it's a couple $100.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
never ever get hung up on the fuel mileage.
Definitely
thing.
don't buy the Chevy Spark.
And don't buy a Chevy Spark.
But I would say
If you own a
also-
Chevy Spark and you're on here, I'm sorry. I saw one the other day and I'm like, if I buy that, there's no being cool in that.
Paul is an equal opportunity insulter.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
insult you. I don't care what you're
I
driving.
asked Paul if he thought I could put it on.
Yeah.
That car is little.
Richard want to know if it comes in small, medium, or large.
At least says they're getting 7. It's like, and they also have a class A, but I would say for the most part, everybody says 6.5 to 7.
Right.
Allie, you're cheating. You don't have any of your junk in it yet. Once you get that thing laid down,
That is true. Once you are actually full time with everything.
yeah, you're gonna be back
The
into my
bells and
6.5 mile a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
We got
Thing.
7.5, but it was all downhill. But we got 7.5
For about 3 miles.
Yeah.
Everybody has different, obviously.
Yeah.
Rig.
But it's
here's the
all
thing.
class A's are going to be in that 6 to 7, and
Right.
then
If you are worried about fuel mileage, it's like get a different coach or just drive less distances. It's like that's gonna really help you to save fuel. Like if you don't are driving all the time, it's like even if you have like a 6 miles
Right.
per gallon, but you're only going like 200 miles a month, it's like
right.
it's pretty cheap.
Yeah. And that's for the first year. It's liquid rent is what we called it.
Mm-hmm.
And we burned through it the first year. We traveled so much the first year.
Exactly. Ted says stay longer in a place. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Travel less, stay longer in a place.
Yeah. That's the only
gonna-
way you can quote unquote improve your gas expense, monthly gas expense is not travel as much.
Right.
Yeah. It's
A couple
just
of weeks in a place instead of a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we're starting to do that. And
We're doing that more.
We have enjoyed a lot. We enjoyed our first 2 years immensely. We enjoyed going on the road and traveling, but I think we also have the energy and the new thing of RVing. We're like, oh my God, this feels like vacation.
Yeah,
Let's
we're like,
go.
woohoo!
So we were just going. But now that we have been like, we know we're not on vacation, it's a lifestyle. At this point, we are like, okay, it feels good to stay in one place for a week or 2 weeks. It's like it just feels good because you're not moving that much, having to set up and all that stuff. You're just having your time to actually work and having your time, your downtime, and also to explore. So that has been nice.
Right.
And it's funny, a lot of people told us that at the beginning. We're like, yeah, we'll slow down. We'll slow down.
Sure, I've heard that story before.
What's the clearance of our Class A Blue Wave Odyssey?
Clearance like underneath or our height clearance? 12.6-ish.
No, it's 12.7.
Yeah. I think we're 12.3, so we always go off at 12.6. But if it's under 13 feet, we're going to slow down and we're going to make sure that we can get underneath it.
We're going to stop and go around.
Yeah.
How many miles have you put on since you guys started?
43,000.
Wow.
Let me see.
Yeah, we just looked the other day. We'd done 15,000 in 17 months.
That's pretty impressive too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Little over 42,000.
And what we do,
in
Cheryl?
3 years.
We did 15,000.
Well, you guys
17
crossed the
months.
country pretty quick. Like when visiting family and all that stuff, you went to the other side and then have to come back all the way.
Yeah.
So and that's
a
in
lot of miles.
we'll come up on 3 years this December.
This December will be 3?
Yeah.
Do you take spare gas can? No.
Lori Law says.
Where would you put a spare gas can?
We
I
have,
just see them strapped on the back sometimes.
We do, and I saw that in Alaska, but we can carry 90 gallons. If you run out of 90 gallons, you've done something really wrong.
Yeah, we've got a 500.
Oh, sorry, we've got 75 gallons.
Yeah, we have 80.
We have 80.
So our range is about 520 miles usually.
Right. So that's a lot of range. So what I do is I take it as 70 gallons times my 6. That gives me 430 miles. And I better have found a gas station by this.
We never get down low.
Is 32 foot? Are you 32?
34 foot.
34. Yeah.
34 foot. But yeah, you had to have done something really wrong to have to carry extra gas cans.
Oh
with you.
yeah. But we never get down really even to a quarter of a tank.
Right.
We usually are filling up somewhere between a quarter and a half
and
all
half,
the time.
yeah.
Well, and we really pay attention to the gas price too, because if a Costco's in range, even if we're at a half a tank, we're filling up.
Costco's our friend.
The cheaper the gas, the more your economy works.
Right.
And so we'll top off when we're near cheap gas. And we also, as we're crossing state lines, really look ahead.
You got to watch
that
state lines.
Because it's incredible. We have seen variants from $4.30 a gallon to $2.12 a gallon right here in the U.S. this year.
California to Arizona.
California to we got $2.12 down in Mississippi or Louisiana or something.
Oh yeah, it's cheap down there.
It's so cheap there, and
Yeah.
like $4.50 now over in California.
Yeah.
So we just rolled through
Yeah.
there. It's just crazy the difference.
I will say we will do that. I don't worry about my gas mileage. I'm not constantly looking at it. Now we know because we put everything in an app.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason we know. We're not tracking it per se. It's just we put it in an app, so it's always got that information.
Isn't that tracking it?
But we're not tracking it for the purpose of, oh my God, we only got 6.5 this month. We need to get 7. We look at it as it's just curiosity. Where we try to save is like you said, we're gonna top off in California to get to here because we know it's going to be $1 a gallon for 75 gallons.
Yeah,
that's $75.
Yeah, you do the math.
You do the math. That's pretty easy. We
found even though there's variances within a state, county to county, and even city to city. So that's where, as I'm kind of planning where we're going to do our next gas stop, I'll go in Gas Buddy, put in that city, even if it's 5 hours ahead of us. Start looking ahead, and I may back up a ways on our route because there may be a city or a county somewhere along our route that is quite a bit cheaper, 30 cents a gallon sometimes.
And guys,
we need to get better at that
too. Pro tip, and this is like hard to remember because we forget about it, but if you can remember, it will save you a lot of money. It's like the casinos. It's like
Indian casinos,
reservation land. It's like they're ruled by a different set of rules. It's like, so the gas is super cheap. We were in California and we have just filled up for $3.60 or something like that. And
at Costco, thinking it was cheap.
Costco, and we get to like literally 2 hours later, we get to a reservation to a casino to just for the overnight, and fuel is like on the mid twos.
Yeah,
and we're like, we just spent way overspent money.
That was about a $60 hit or something like that. But so we're bad about checking way down the road, but we've been long enough now that we go, okay, we're in California, we're going to Arizona, we know we need to get to Arizona, it's going to be cheaper, so we'll do stuff. We do stuff like that a lot because 50 cents a gallon on a full tank is $35.
So how much more expensive is gas in Canada and Alaska? A lot.
It's like California.
It's
Canada
much
was like
worse. No. Alaska is California prices. Right. It's $3.50.
And Canada was actually a little less we found than California.
Canada was less than California.
Yeah, we paid less this year. We were paying about $3.70 a gallon
in Vancouver, not northern
I'm talking
BC.
Calgary and everywhere between Calgary and Vancouver.
Okay, I'm talking northern BC. When you get closer to Alaska,
as you get north,
it starts to get, because when you get out in the middle of nowhere.
As a whole, I think it's California prices or a little bit more depending where you are, but it's expensive if you're not used to those prices.
Because every dollar a liter is $4 a gallon. So if it's $1 a liter, it's going to be $4 a gallon, basically.
Okay, I just
so
want to.
If it's $1.20.
No, I thought it was 3 liters.
3.7.
3.7
a gallon.
So
Lorena, are you going to drive Freya in 2020? Are you going to drive Freya anytime soon?
I'm going to drive a little here and there, but I don't actually drive. Not like you or Allie. Allie is like my respect. She drives all the time. She's the one that drives. You drive a lot too. Like to give him a break a little bit here and there. It's like, for me, it's like he likes to drive. It's like we always say the same thing. He loves to drive, and I just love to see the scenery. So I'd rather see the scenery than actually having to focus to drive, because if I drive, I'm focused in driving. So I'm not just wondering.
The split is I love to drive. I hate to cook. She hates to drive, doesn't mind cooking. So that's kind of how we do that.
I like how you actually phrase it.
Cooking. Because I don't think you love cooking.
No, I don't love
cooking.
No,
you don't love cooking.
It's like, I don't
Cheryl
like
does.
cooking.
If I drive, I get to stay out of the kitchen.
Cheryl, well, you can't help being in the kitchen.
Well, that's true. I have to walk by it, but I don't have to go there and actually do stuff. She lets me boil water for coffee.
Can you do that?
I can do that.
Once in a while, she burns it.
I know how to. I burn the coffee? How do you burn coffee?
That's easy.
Oh, the water, maybe, yeah. The coffee maker, though, it's like you put 3 spoonfuls in, fill it with water, turn it on.
Okay, now we're kind of overboard with this thing.
What?
We have a regular coffee maker that'll grind beans and all that.
And
then
the coffee maker grinds beans?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
then we have a K-cup.
Yeah.
How are we even hanging out with these people?
I know you can compromise. I know you brought them from home and you have to bring them both. So that was kind of like your splurge.
That was all I wanted.
I tell you,
Richard, man, he's just like,
We bought an
Oh,
we bought a countertop ice machine. I have to say, I love my countertop ice machine.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I never have to go buy ice now.
Yeah, well,
We make
but
ice,
you
put
guys
some in
like
the
your
freezer.
icy drinks, like
Yes.
very icy.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
we love our countertop.
Mhm.
ice
Somebody else
machine.
we met.
Blue Wave Odyssey, by the way.
Yeah.
Donate another $10. It's a great stream. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome.
What's the $10?
Maybe
for?
we'll be able to pay that deductible after all.
You'll get there.
Well,
You'll
are
get
we
there.
donating money to you?
No. You guys don't have to
Yes,
donate
you
money.
are.
Mhm.
No,
I love you.
no.
Yeah.
You bought us dinner last night.
And you're going to get another
You
one of
helped me
those
build
too.
a waterfall again. So
Yeah.
there you go.
You worked your
Okay.
butt off.
Mhm.
Well, no, you
Lori
didn't.
Lust. You're gonna go on the rant in this one.
Why? Yes, that question, Lauren.
Now that you no longer have your jobs, do you ever get bored in a spot if you stay for 2 weeks?
No.
You don't think we don't have jobs? Really? We look like we're return videos, but we are not return.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Who asked that?
Lori.
somebody
Lori. Do I know Lori?
No.
somebody said that the other. Oh, maybe it was the radio interview guy, because like he said, he goes, you guys stuff more fun into. He says you guys stuff 2 weeks of fun into 2 days, and I'm like, yeah, that's how we are. And the videos look like that's all we do,
Yeah.
because that's all you're showing on there. You're not.
Right.
Well,
You
you,
know-
don't want to show all the dumb
Yeah,
good
I'm not.
stuff.
I'm not showing. Sweeping the floors, and by sweeping the floors, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about if Lori sweeps the floor,
Right.
or I'm not underneath fixing a step, or you're out. I'm grinding wiping dirt off of the undercarriage or something. I mean, you don't show that kind of stuff.
No.
And I'm not going to video me editing the video. So every video that we do, guys, is a 8 to 12 hour process of editing each video. So I'm spending 20 to 20.
And that's without taking into account the process of proxying and rendering and all these other different
all the other
things,
little
but-
stuff, but the actual
And
editing
filming.
process. So 2
Mm-hmm.
videos a week is a 20 to 30 hour ordeal, and still trying to hang out with my friends and
go to cool places.
and go to cool
video.
places to video and hang out with my wife and to smack Ozzy around and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because there's a lot of times that I'm going to hang out with you guys and you go, you got something to do? And I go, nope, I got nothing to do. And then I
Ain't
come
got
back at
nothing.
11 o'clock at night and
And he works on
and I put the toothpicks in my eyeballs and I go, okay, I got to stay up and edit this video.
We're talking about doing things. We're going to go out to a show at 11 o'clock at night. That's just the way it is in Vegas. But the whole thing is he knows it and he
Yeah.
still has to suffer through it.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining about it. I love doing that, but I do sometimes when people go, oh, now that you don't have a job, and it's like,
Well,
this
and-
is pretty much
Yeah.
full
and
time.
people ask you, are you enjoying your vacation?
Oh,
Well,
We
yeah,
get-
yeah.
We get that all the
People
time.
that don't know us, they're
Right.
like, oh, what's it like to be on vacation all the time? I'm like, oh, it's
Somebody
life.
said
Just
to
the way-
Cheryl and I one day, they said, God, you guys are so lucky. And Cheryl says, there's no luck involved.
Right.
I worked my butt off to be here.
right. So think
Mhm.
about if you live in a sticks and bricks, right? You're gonna go out to dinner. You're gonna maybe go to the movies. You're gonna maybe there's a local attraction or something that you go to every now and then.
Not in
We
Vegas.
do the same thing. Like we just happen to be able to change that every week. So
And that's what the only thing we record and show. It's not we're not showing us cooking and showing us
Right.
editing and showing us cleaning and showing us doing laundry and showing us doing all that stuff. So yeah, the only thing you see is the fun.
yeah,
That if you will do the same thing in your house, going to a movie and all and recording that, we will think that it's like the only thing you do is having fun. But
yeah,
it's not
fun,
the
fun,
only
fun,
thing.
fun, fun.
So speaking of
And
that,
it is, and again, it is fun.
on editing, is there anything you've left out of your videos you wish you'd left in?
Oh, no.
No,
That you wish you left
No,
them? Yes.
no.
I mean, there has been times that we have to cut a video things that we wish it would have been there, but just because time. It's like we cannot put a 40-minute
nothing-
video.
but nothing like
Too long, yeah.
nothing that's been like, oh my god, because if it's an oh my god, it has to
It
stay in.
has to stay in. But my point
That's when
being,
we get a 30-minute video
there's
out.
a lot of good footage that we have left in, but
Sure.
then it would have been a 40-minute video. So we
Right.
don't do that. It's like we take
Right.
a lot of stuff out. It's
Right.
like just trying to shorten to the most important part of it.
Yeah, like the video that I'm editing now for Tuesday, the initial drop of clips that I have is about 45 minutes. So it's actually a short amount of clips. Normally I have between an hour and 3 hours. So I have a 45-minute stack of clips that I'm going to get into 20 minutes. So on that, there's some fun stuff. There's some funny stuff. But then you go, it's really, I thought it was funny in my head. But Lori goes, it's not really that funny. And then you watch it again. You okay, that wasn't that funny. You know.
You do that a lot.
So
well, it's always funnier in my head.
Aww.
Always funnier in my head.
There's a couple of requests for a blooper reel.
The blooper reel. I will put them in when I have them.
Oh, you don't.
But I'm not gonna do them just to have them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna just screw up the things I say so that I have blooper reel. If I say something stupid, I'm gonna put it in.
Oh yeah.
And Lori and I are going to giggle about it, and then we're going to make that happen. But there's a lot of times where we went, oh, my God, I spoke for 3 days and never said anything stupid.
I was going to say, because there's
which is rare.
There's times that we talk
yeah.
and we do intros and everything, and they come out like, right. But then there is that one day
where I get stuck.
Oh, my God. It's like once one bad word gets stuck in your head, like one time it was Adventure Nature instead of Adventure Nation.
And then Kevin started.
And then we couldn't get Adventure Nation right. It was like 15 takes because we couldn't get
Adventure
it right.
Nature. And so then now that we're talking about it,
there's some days about it.
So yeah, the bloopers, I love doing that stuff because I think it shows that, you know, that we're real, make mistakes.
The radio show you did, what was the name of it? And is there a link to it so people can listen to them?
They're asking what was that about. Like we talk about it like everybody knows, but not everybody knows.
RV Roadshow USA, I think, or RV.
And it's a podcast radio.
It's a podcast and radio show.
Also, you can find it also
on YouTube.
Online on YouTube. It's like a live. They do a live.
And I don't know what version, if we were in a specific hour show, I don't know. We were 10 minutes of that show. So the guy tells us that he says, we're going to interview you guys. And I'm going, oh, okay, cool. And I said, he goes, there's going to be 3 questions. He goes, if you guys could help me come up with some questions so that interesting questions so it can help me tell your story. And I'm like, oh, awesome. How long is it? And he goes, 10 minutes. And I'm like, 10 minutes. So that's what it'll take me to introduce us.
Well, if you can find a link, maybe you can include it in your feed.
And we are going to.
Well, this says like actually Panam Gym, our new neighborhood. There is a link on your Facebook posting about it. They were on last 10 minutes. So yeah, I remember actually on the post that you
a lot of people aren't in Facebook.
A lot of people actually posted the link right there. But yeah, it can be reposted.
So if anybody maybe has a link that they can post, where are we on time? By the way,
it's 6:43.
Aren't we having fun?
Absolutely. 20 minutes.
Snowdens, are you still doing Nosy Neighbors videos?
We haven't recorded any lately because I've been trying to get caught up, and I don't have any more in the can, if you will.
We want to do them. Not gonna lie, we want to do Nosy Neighbors.
Yeah, I want to do more.
Because we are in a Class A, we hang out with a lot of people on Class A's, and we're not only gonna show Class A's.
So you don't want to show them ours?
We should probably. No. We should.
But we've already done.
That means Cheryl will have to clean it up.
We've already done 2 or 3 Class A's.
It's filthy, isn't it?
We've already done 2 or 3 Class A's, and then the Schoolie. And the Schoolie is one of our most watched videos.
That was neat. That was a neat one.
The Unity.
And the Unity, yeah, but the Unity isn't near as popular as that Schoolie.
I'm not saying popular. I'm saying what we have done.
Yeah. But I would love to shoot some of the weirder off stuff. The one that I wish I had did was Scott and Tina's.
The truck camper.
Is a truck camper with slide outs, which I'd never seen.
3 slides.
It's awesome.
In a truck
3
camper.
slides in a truck camper. It's awesome.
So when you walk in, like it's on
the back slide out.
The kitchen. The kitchen is the size of my kitchen. They have a couch. They have like the dinette. They have
it's on a truck.
A truck camper. With 3 slides. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh,
they're going to be down there. You guys are going to meet them.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you guys will meet them down there.
We're going to meet them down there?
You'll meet them down there.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll set you up with them. Super nice people. Unless you guys are watching. Then Scott's like.
So where somebody's watching you at 1:44 in the morning. Is that London?
That's got to be Aid Collins.
Aid Collins.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. He's a Aid. You are the bomb, baby.
We're so excited to meet you.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you guys at the RV thing. He's a crazy man. He's a wild man.
Well,
we do want to do more.
You fit in very well.
We do want to do more of the Nosy Neighbors because I think it's fun.
I think it's pretty cool what you guys were doing.
I also am going to say that Lori and I have been talking about it for a while, and not for a while, a couple of days, and we're going to purchase this software that allows us to do these lives and share stuff on the screen at the same time. So it's going to allow us to share a screen. So if someone says, hey, what's that video? I can go, while we're recording, I can pull something up, pop it on the screen and show people, and they'll be able to click on that. And if someone has a question, we'll be able to grab them out of the audience and bring them in.
If they want to. If you're a shy person, I don't want to, you rather write your question. We totally will answer
we'll
your
still
questions.
do that stuff
you
too.
Don't have to come up online, but
we are going to do some of that where we're going to be able to bring you guys in from the audience and do live questions. So that's something that we'll probably have up and rolling next month.
Oh my God. Then that means your entire audience is going to actually feel some pressure to be like not in their pajamas.
Yeah. So if you guys are like naked watching us right now, you're not going to be able to do that.
And that's why I make the comment. Don't feel like you have to. We're not going to bring you just out of the blue. It's like you can always just write your question and we will answer it.
We can't turn your camera on without you giving us permission.
Yeah, we can just go, you're on.
It doesn't work that way.
Hey, you look really good. Where's your clothes?
Yeah. So hopefully you guys will be fully dressed when you answer on your webcam.
Right. Joe Summers just donated $5.
Oh my goodness!
Thank
you, Joe. You guys are awesome.
Everybody's loving Ozzy.
Yes.
He's just
photobombed.
Oh, he's photobombing all day.
Yeah, he's awesome. So again,
was that an Eagle cap? Is the question the truck camper that you saw? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I really don't remember. But
I'm surprised Scott and Tina aren't on right now.
Their truck camper is amazing. I have to
really,
say.
really cool.
That's the one regret we have. Yeah, like you said, we have about a note recording it.
And there's a European camper up here. Did you see that when you're walking by?
The Mercedes?
That's like
all the
purple,
colors,
green one.
Yeah.
I'd like to do some of that stuff.
It looks like an ice cream truck for me.
It does. A Mercedes ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Nosy neighbor them.
Yeah, and they're from the UK or somewhere because they've got UK
I saw
plates.
the international license plate.
Yeah. So I would love to do more of that stuff because I like it. I know it's popular. I like it. We need nosy neighbors. We need more bloopers. We need more drama. I can't believe hitting a pig. Hitting a pig and then destroying our RV on a railroad track is not enough drama.
That's enough drama for a while, honey. Don't worry.
Well, we've added our drama in, so that's helped out a little bit.
But what we needed to do is after we hit the railroad thing, we should have been going, oh, Lori, our gas tank has got a hole in it.
We're going to explode.
What are we gonna do?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of drama.
She says, "Okay, knock it off."
Calm down.
Kevin wants to know. Or is he supposed to be wearing clothes? He didn't.
Kevin Klein. I'm sure he watches us naked. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Don, is that true?
No, he will know. George Smith says, "TME at Corso was 2 weeks of fun in 4 days. Everything will be the same."
Oh my God, Quartzsite was so much. It was 10 days. Yeah, 4 days will be awesome because we can just do 4 hardcore days and just crank it up. It's gonna be so much fun, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. We are gonna have a blast.
You don't need to keep talking.
Does everybody like bingo? Because I'm gonna take the game of bingo and I'm gonna turn it on its head.
New world.
And it's gonna be a whole new world of bingo. We're gonna play something called Classic Rock Bingo, where it's just gonna be, instead of a bunch of people sitting around quietly playing bingo, it is gonna be 2 hours of chaos in bingo. It's going to be so much fun.
That'll be cool.
It's going to be cool. So classic rock playing. We're going to guest songs. We're going to yell and scream at each other.
Why do you have to do that when we're not there?
We don't have to do it when you're not there. You can show up.
Cheryl.
Did you see Cheryl? Yeah. She goes, let me see.
Diving in Mexico or Florida with all the bugs.
Oh, come on.
No. I don't mean come down for the entire time. I would definitely like to do Baja with you guys, but yeah.
I thought you didn't like Baja.
What?
I loved it.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. That was another one. We were supposed to go for 4 or 5 weeks and did 93 days, however long that is.
That's like a little over 3 months.
Yeah.
So Twister yoga, and somebody thinks we should do classic rock bingo on a last Saturday live too. Could you do bingo here?
How could you do
last
that
Saturday
though?
live?
Yeah, but how could you do that?
How do we know if somebody's cheating?
Yeah.
You bunch of cheaters.
You guys all
you'd be
cheat.
cheating. You all be yelling bingo before call out 3 numbers and people are yelling bingo. It's like, wait a minute, you need 5 to go across the board, damn it.
Ted Denman says fly in and fly out of Lakeland.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Lakeland International
Ted
Airport.
Denman.
Ted Denman.
That you guys should fly in, fly
He's
out.
What
one of
would
our
you
favorite
would
viewers.
you pick us up when we fly in?
No, dude, you just have to walk across the fence. The
Well,
campground's right there.
I don't think they'll allow us to
Do you
do
think there's
that.
a direct flight from La Paz to Lakeland?
I
Oh, I'm
doubt it.
sure.
Well, sure.
For $200 round
To
trip.
Tampa.
Yeah,
To
$200.
Tampa, we're only 30 miles from Tampa.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna have to look
I
into
couldn't figure out how to get into Dallas for a gig. It was going to be a 2-day trip.
it. Oh
It
wow.
was insane.
Yeah,
So,
trying to get
yeah.
to Dallas from La Paz. They
Oh,
wanted
from
me
La
in
Paz.
Dallas for a show. And
No,
so
but-
we were trying to figure out how to get me there. I had to fly 4 different legs.
San
just to
Jose
get-
del Cabo, though, I guarantee that flies straight into Tampa.
You think it is?
No,
I don't think it
no,
is.
No.
No.
It won't be.
There ain't no way in
Where do you
hell.
think? Miami?
That's a long shot.
There's
like,
still
from
not. It'd be to Texas probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
So
We'll work on that,
so
folks.
There was a
We'll work on
question
that.
about how do you charge your house batteries when you're boondocking if you don't have solar? We
You
our
use your generator.
We use
Yeah,
a
you
generator.
have to.
Yeah.
You have to use a generator.
Mhm.
There's no way around it.
No.
you
You
either-
charge pretty quick though.
Yeah, you either have to have solar to charge your batteries, or you have to have your generator to charge your batteries, or you're plugged in to charge your batteries. So
Yes.
those are your options.
Yeah.
Wind. I mean, you could have which is still something.
Wins.
Still something we're gonna get.
No, he's talking about the windmill.
Windmill.
Yeah, the windmills. We just saw tons of
What-
them coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to put a windmill on your
I,
RV?
I do.
Yeah.
There's RV windmills.
Yeah.
You know, you're a sick man.
Yeah, I want one.
I want one.
Lori doesn't want me to have it.
He wants one. He's gonna get one. I don't think so. He wants one.
She said, I don't think so. And guess who runs the show?
Yeah, that is true. That is
Listen,
true.
for all of you men out there, if you really think you're running the show,
Oh yeah, sadly mistaken.
you're blowing smoke up your own butt
Yeah, sadly mistaken.
because these women have got the corner on the market.
Absolutely.
See, you're a good
Yeah.
man. He's like,
42 years.
She's just trying to get
And he's
points.
still in training. Don't let him kid you.
Hey, it ain't that funny.
That's
God.
awesome. That's awesome. always, you guys are amazing hanging out with us this long. You guys just are absolute rock stars. That must mean that there's not a game on tonight, is there?
No, I don't think there
It's-
is.
it's
Oh, wait, the
tomorrow
World
night.
Series is on.
Is it on tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are still on here? with us?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Richard's missing the World Series.
Wow, that's
What?
amazing.
Say
But
what?
We felt
you know what?
honored.
If it'd been a Chiefs game,
Yeah, we would have been. We wouldn't
Yeah,
have been. So
I'm sorry.
honored,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen,
Thank you.
we've
from the
got-
bottom of our heart for-
we've got a game tomorrow night, and I may not watch that one. We've got 8 starters that aren't playing.
Is that right?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
3 on the offense and 5 on the defense
Of what?
that aren't
what game?
starting.
Oh, for the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Chiefs
for
are playing the
football
Green
game.
Bay Packers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the World Series.
no,
I was
hell
like,
no.
What
I-
are both teams just
Oh.
giving up?
Paul Taylor says go Chiefs.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul Taylor says go Nats.
yeah, I love
Yes,
this. The
love
World
the Nats.
Series is just the USA, right?
Exactly.
Very good point.
That's
yeah.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's
they-
always like that.
If they're going to have a World Series, it should be whoever wins in the United States plays Japan.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
China
I
and-
agree.
Yeah, make
I
it
agree.
really a World
Yeah.
Series.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing with football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of hard. That's
Like
a,
because soccer, football, whatever you call it. What's that?
Yeah, they have the World Cup.
Yeah, World
They have the
soccer
World
is
Cup.
World Cup, right? It's like
everybody from all over
plays,
the world.
right? Yeah, so we should do the same with foot. Of course, we're the only country that plays American style football, right?
Yeah.
So I guess
So
that's
Canada.
right? Yeah,
Well, they don't
the
play.
different
They don't
size
play.
fields,
They don't play the way they do in the United
Oh, that's
States.
true. They have a
different
smaller
size
field.
fields,
Yeah.
smaller field, less
Yeah.
downs.
Yeah.
They're more manly.
Oh.
4 downs, please. I only need 3. 100 yards. We do 110. 110.
You candy butts down there in the lower 48.
Yeah.
And the Canadians
Soccer
are
ball.
so nice. Even if you miss your field goal, they still give you a point.
Yeah. I get it. Like that was close.
It was close. We'll give you a point.
Oh, that was a good
Just for
try.
the effort, you know.
We don't use a football. We use a bowling ball.
I got to tell
Like
y'all,
kicking that through the
this
upright.
is the first time I've got to do this with Paul and Lori.
Is it really?
And me
No,
and my
it's not.
bride, we
No,
haven't
I
done
think we've
we
done
haven't
this.
done a last Saturday night.
It's been a long time.
Last Saturday live.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Last
you
Saturday
have.
live,
I
we
think
Yeah,
have.
a long time ago.
Well, then I'm on drugs.
He was
But-
on his head as a
No,
kid.
he's having a senior moment.
Yeah, real senior moment. But
I
anyway,
mean, he is 74 next month.
hey,
Are you 74 next month?
Yeah.
that's enough.
That's a lot.
I keep telling everybody I'm going to be 54.
Oh, okay.
And my son that's 54 says that's cute, Dad.
Yes, it's nice.
Anyway, I've enjoyed hanging with y'all so
Oh.
much tonight.
This is so much fun. I love doing
This is a blast.
And should we tell them that we're gonna do another live, at least maybe once a week?
Well, Paul and I, we have been talking about doing another live, different kind of live. This is like a fun live, ask you questions and just like have like a drink and snacks and all that stuff. But we've been thinking about actually doing like probably twice a month we talk about kind of like thing, but more like with specific topics. Like give us all your questions about the specific topic and just do a 30-minute live where we can answer your questions and we can just like chat with you guys.
And kind of
So-
more geared towards newer RVers, I think. I mean, anybody can come out, but
any RVers, because
questions
there's some
about RVing.
questions that are geared towards any RV, because also
Right.
you guys can give, like right now here in this chat, you can give your own input of what has worked for you
yes,
or your experience, stuff like that. So that's the whole thing
Right.
about it.
and we do love that as well. That the fact that that they can help
Yeah.
each other out.
Because
and again,
we thought like instead of doing Q&As, that is only our perspective, our opinion, we can do a live for 30 minutes with doing like a Q&A, but with everybody putting
Yeah.
their input as well.
yeah, so we're gonna do that a couple times a month, maybe on Wednesday, hump day Q&A
Yes.
or something like that.
Hump day Q&A.
Hump day Q&A. Yeah,
You
something
need
like
to
that.
leave those drugs alone. I keep telling you, Paul.
And
So I just got the question again
yeah,
about snacks tonight. I missed it at the beginning.
Snacks.
What are your snacks
Okay, the
tonight?
snacks.
What do we got
Everyone's
going on here?
admiring the food.
Very good.
We
very
have
good.
celery and crackers that go very well with this cheese dip. It's a garlic and dill, I believe. And then it's like, this is a vegan dip that is, I can't remember what this is.
what is it? I was just about to dip in there, and I don't
Yeah,
know what
it's over there. It's a vegan dip though.
Uh-oh.
And they have
Try it.
these squares, are like chocolate squares, but they're made out of quinoa. So they're extremely healthy, non-fat,
And very
and
good.
delicious. And that's about it. That's all we got.
That dip is a little bit.
I know it's in the, but that one is very good. That
Yeah.
one over there.
I'll try that one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Chris, you're not going to see bacon here. He
Yeah.
said no
Yeah.
bacon.
No
not
bacon.
over here.
no, we hit the pig. We didn't bring it with us.
Yeah.
Hey, we have bacon at our house.
Yeah, they have bacon at their house.
We have bacon.
We do have faking.
Yeah,
Fake
I
bacon.
know.
Fake bacon.
You've
We do
been
have that.
faking a whole long time.
Bacon.
So one last question about any trouble crossing the borders. We've never had trouble crossing borders
and
None.
into Canada.
and we have
No.
all traveled
Yeah.
right now already cross borders many times.
we
have
It's
to.
like at this point, and we have like literally never have an issue. The only
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
the worst thing that we have done is just taking 3 apples, like onto secondary revision, and we understand it's an RV. We have a lot of stuff here, and then they took 3 apples from our fridge. That was about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's the worst it happened. to
We've
us.
never had more than 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes crossing. That's it.
Yeah. I
That's
don't-
No
it.
matter what border. Here to Canada on the East Coast, Canada back on the ferry,
Mhm.
uh, going to Alaska,
Mhm.
between here and Canada, then Canada, Alaska to Canada, Canada back. Never
And
a
then
problem.
Canada, Mexico, Mexico,
Canada,
Canada.
Mexico.
No, U.S., Mexico, U.S., and so yeah, we have crossed with the RV already many times.
and never a
Mhm.
problem. Somebody was
And-
asking us the other day about the cat, like what problems with the cat and all that. They've never asked about them.
We have 2 dogs, and
We have 2
carry-
dogs.
We carry health certificates
Right.
from a vet, current ones,
No.
and the rabies information. 'Cause
Right.
I need that anyway.
But has anybody asked for it?
No.
No.
And in fact, we offered it the first time we crossed into Canada, thinking we had to show them, and she's like, "No, I can see them. They look fine."
Yeah, yeah. And then the other thing somebody asked me the other day was about our composting toilet and Coco Core, and I'm like, they are never going to ask you about your toilet. They're just never
No,
going to ask you.
no,
They're like,
no.
hey, what kind of toilet you got back there? I got a composting toilet. Can I check it out? They don't even know what that is. Like they just don't even know. So that's not going to be an issue. Answer their questions honestly. If you're
Yeah.
carrying illegal contraband, the chances of you making it across are slim to none. They're pretty smart cookies for the most part.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. You got to lie.
What's that?
You got to
lie your ass off.
Lie your
Just
ass
lie your
off.
ass
once
off.
in a-
Because
once
I
in a
will say,
while.
now contraband, that's one thing, but we have a wine cellar
Of course.
and it's under the seat, and they'll say, "Do you have
Let's
any
tell everybody
alcohol
where
here?"
my hidden alcohol is.
Yeah, and Cheryl goes, "Absolutely none." I
No,
look
I
at-
let him answer.
I always
just keep my
say
mouth
we got a
shut.
couple bottles.
Well, I was
Well-
gonna say we don't let. Well, if they ask, if they don't ask, we don't really
give
say.
them more
Volunteer
information than.
But if
yeah.
they ask, yeah, we have a
Yeah.
couple of bottles,
We have a couple
and it's like
bottles.
because you're allowed to. So
Yeah.
it's like, so they're like, okay,
Yeah.
just go
Are
ahead.
you allowed to going into
So-
Mexico?
Yes, I believe so, but it has to be wine or beer. You
And they
cannot
didn't
cross
even ask.
liquor.
Yeah.
Liquor, you
No
have
hard
to
stuff.
tax it.
They didn't
Yeah.
even ask.
Sheila, $20, 19.99.
What?
Sheila, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sheila. I'm sure Charlie's with you too. So
Yes,
thank you, Sheila,
and Charlie. We did hear a story once about someone who took their gun and stuck it up in their air conditioning thing in the roof, like unscrewed the vent, put it up
I
in their
think
vent.
Ed and Doreen told us that.
Was Ed and Drindy?
I think so.
Might have been. It might have been.
Anyway.
So if I'm telling the story wrong, they'll tell you here. But the guy crossed the border and they said anything that anything, any illegal stuff, blah blah, guns, this. And they said nope. They said pull over into secondary. The guy literally walked up the stairs, went to the vent, unscrewed the vent, and pulled the gun down. He goes, "So this isn't yours." So I don't know. They do some kind of scan or something. So that's the kind of thing that you want to make sure that you handle that correctly. If you're going to travel through Canada to Alaska and you want to have your gun with you, there's a place in Tok, Alaska that you can ship your gun to them, and with the ammo and everything, or maybe you buy your ammo up there without ammo,
you have to buy it
and then
there.
you buy ammo up there. So there's a way to do that. There's always a way to do it legally. Again,
We had actually.
wine. Come on, like if you got 4 bottles of wine.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I was carrying so much wine going to Alaska too because we had just come up from some meetups, and it's like, thank you guys. I totally appreciate it when you give me wine. It's like I bring it with you and drink it eventually. But I have so much wine from the stuff that I have bought, and we were on the coast, and then the ones I got gift, I have so much wine that when they said a couple, we're like, yeah, sure, a couple through Alaska. But then when you get to through Canada, but once you get to Alaska, it's like, how do you tell them we're coming from the U.S. I'm bringing the wine from there.
Right.
It's like
I'm talking about illegal stuff though. Like wine isn't illegal. Like the
Yeah.
amount of bottles that they want you to bring is going to be, well, you can only bring 2, but we live in here, so you're going to have 4 or 6 bottles. That to me is not a big deal.
But even,
If they go, do you have anything with you? And you go, yeah, I got a pound of Coke in the back closet. A little bit different.
No, we
Yeah.
never tell them about that.
You never. No, that's something you shouldn't tell them
No,
about.
yeah,
Right.
That's my secret.
Right.
But when we were in talking to the people there in the campfire, it's like we have Canadians that have taken their guns to the U.S. and U.S. citizens taking their guns to Canada. They have just gone through the whole
They fill out
process.
the right paperwork.
Right.
That's
And
it.
it takes
It's
time and
possible.
everything, but you can do it. So if
Yeah.
that's something that you want to do,
Yeah.
just do it. Just not Mexico.
I think any of the
Yeah.
things, Mexico is the one thing that
You don't want to take a gun.
you don't
in
want to
there.
take anything really. I
No.
mean, that is anything of illegal drugs,
Right.
or guns,
Right.
but
All of,
everywhere else has
all
been
of that
amazing.
stuff is a matter of filling out the proper paperwork and going through the hoops. If you want to carry your gun with you, go through the hoops
Right.
and be able to carry your gun. Like it is what it is.
Just to let you know, Astros are up 4-0 in the 6th.
Are they really?
Yeah. So somebody just said Sunday 7-4.
Wow,
Oh,
what
wow.
happened to them?
Well,
they
Astros
got-
won last night too.
Did they?
Yeah, so if they win,
Oh, that's right. That's
so
right.
it'll be 2-2.
That's
Be a
right.
very
And
fast
Ted
World
Denman,
Series.
actually, no, guns are permitted. Like if you go through the right process,
Yeah.
guns are
Yeah.
permitted in Canada.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
Again, if you go through the
Yeah.
process.
the right process.
oh, John Kidd also sent us $20. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.
Totally,
Again,
totally
I
appreciate
never
it.
know what to, guys, when you guys do that, I never know what to say. Like I get teary-eyed. So thank you so much. I don't know. I mean, it's just overwhelming to me.
You can take bear spray into Canada. That question was just asked because we just did.
You can take bear spray into Canada. You can't take a small can of bear spray into Canada. It has to be a big can of bear
Yeah.
spray
Right.
Yeah.
because a small can can be used as a personal defense weapon.
Yes.
So with that being said, technically the
Big can be
the flashlight that we have,
Uh-huh.
it's illegal in Canada.
Oh,
So,
it is.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be loaded, basically,
yeah,
with the
we
pepper balls.
Can't have
It's
the
like we
pepper
cannot
balls in
have
the
it.
thing. And technically that stuff is illegal in Canada, but it's one of those things that, again, there's so many things that if you're not going to use it,
Why bring it?
why bring it? But
Well, but the websites are pretty good.
The websites are really good about telling you what
what's-
you can do and you
Yeah,
can't
just go
do.
check
and-
the regulations as you're making your plan to see what the current regulations are,
right.
because they do change.
For the most part, people traveling in RVs, they're not looking to like.
No.
I hear people go like, "Oh, they're just nasty to people in RVs." No, they're not.
No,
they're
they-
just they know that we have this big, huge room that we can stuff a lot of crazy illegal stuff in. So you go through whatever processes you go through to get your things taken care of, and it's really pretty easy. We just had a couple come down from Ontario, Canada down, and they said it took them an hour and a half to cross.
Can you bring howitzers?
Howitzers are allowed if you fill out the right paperwork. Rocket launchers, hand grenades, all that stuff. If the right
I don't
permits.
even know what
that
that is.
Okay.
Howitzers.
We're now at
Okay.
7:06.
I don't
Oh,
know.
is it 706?
I don't
Holy
know.
smokes.
I don't know what drugs y'all are on, but you need to share.
So thanks, guys. That's it for October. What is this? Is this October?
26th, yeah.
Or is this November?
No, October.
Now,
October. Cool.
is the last Saturday live in November? Is that Thanksgiving weekend?
I
don't
don't know
know.
when
I
Thanksgiving
don't
U.S.
know.
Thanksgiving
It's on
weekend, I should
Thursday.
say.
It's the
In
the third
deference to the
Thursday,
It
right?
might be.
Yeah.
It
So it
actually
might
might be.
I don't know. So the Saturday after Thanksgiving?
it is.
I don't know. So those of you who are new that may not know, we do this because somebody the other day says, "Oh, I get notification 2 hours after," and I'm like, "Well, one, I don't know how that works, but two, we do it at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern every single last Saturday, unless something weird happens."
Mhm.
So that's the
That
time.
will be Thanksgiving weekend. and
Will it
then-
be Thanksgiving weekend? Cool.
Yeah, the
So
last Saturday.
so that long weekend.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time here, 5 p.m. Eastern Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern every single last Saturday, unless something weird comes up. So if you don't get a notification, you can pop onto YouTube and grab the link. There's different places where you can see videos, then you can see live videos, you can see events. Just look under events and you'll find it on there. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us
And it's
every last
1
Saturday.
a.m. in London.
Yeah, 1 a.m. if you're Aid Collins in London, and then I can't even imagine what it is in some of the other places that
We
see
have
on there.
somebody
New
from
Zealand,
India
Is it
Some
tomorrow?
India. India's got to be
on the opposite side of the
Maybe
world.
it's
so
5
yeah.
a.m.
New Zealand's
No,
on
it's-
too. So
New
Wow.
Zealand, really.
It's on New
I wonder if
Zealand.
That's
down
like
from
a
New Zealand.
that's like a 12 or 14-hour difference.
That's
into
crazy.
tomorrow.
It's into
It just-
tomorrow.
They're in the
just blows-
future.
They're in the
blows my
future.
mind. Yeah, they're in the future.
Hey, what happened there?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I give you lottery numbers, please?
Exactly.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Again, always a lot of fun. This is one of our favorite things that we like to do every single month. You guys are rock stars.
Thank you, guys.
Bye all.
Are we killing it now?
You need to kill it over there.
Oh, it's way over there. That's a
Oh my God.
Go reach it all the way
Paul,
over there.
can you reach it?
What's that? I'm gonna have to reach it.
Oh my God.
Have
Unless
Ozzy
somebody else
jump
can
up
turn
there
it
and
off.
do
Ozzy, can you turn it off?
Ozzy. Yeah, I was gonna say Ozzy can turn it off probably.
All right.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye guys. Nice to see you today, or hear from you, or read from you.
I was going to say,
Bye,
Yes.
mommy.
Do you see how I progress?
Yeah, your mom's on.
you just went. That was a very good stair step the way you went through that, baby.
It's still live.
Still alive, Pablito. Oh yeah, I call him Pablito once in a while.
And we're
And-
still live.